Alrighty, greetings and salutations, my good people. Uh, we are back in the building. Look like we're just riding solo between me and No Radio tonight. We got some beautiful things to talk about. He's been disappeared in these no man lands without cell phone coverage, and he didn't hear it. Well, he probably heard about the news, but he didn't. I just showed him the video on it about good old T-Mobile and SpaceX coming together to bring cellular connectivity from satellites. And I wanted to have this conversation with him to pick his brain on this. So you just saw the video on it. Um, you absorbed some info. Give me your first initial impression, sir.
I I think it's a good idea, but I feel like a lot of people believe that because they deployed this, that they're somehow not going to expand coverage, which I think they're wrong.
What do you mean by that?
I think some people think that T-Mobile is going to try to use this to get coverage instead of building coverage.
I think this is a more of a stopgap. But there's going to be places that there nobody's going to build. I
Yeah,
mean,
nobody's building these places. No one.
like what is it? AT&T and T and Verizon have the funds to be able to put a cell tower almost anywhere. They're not going to stick a cell tower on a glacier. They're not going to go and put a cell tower um in the
On an
middle of, yeah, in the middle of nowheresville. Hold on. But yeah, I just I think that that's kind of a bit of a pipe dream, really. Go ahead.
yeah, like I said, I think a lot of the outcry is a bit of an overreaction. That's all.
But what do you think that the technology is capable? That's the question I would like to hear from you. Is do you think that taking that PCS spectrum that they have hold of, sticking it on a satellite, low Earth satellite orbit, is going to be able to do what they're advertising on existing hardware? That was the part I didn't show you,
Well, they're
but I
not.
did tell you.
They're not the first company to say this, though. I've actually read several articles over the past few months about studies on this, and this was already been mentioned. So it's not. This is not just a T-Mobile invention. This is something that was already been discussed and is said is possible. So I don't think the technology can be questioned. I definitely think it can work.
Mm. I mean, because the way I see it is, I don't think there's so much as a supplement to their coverage. It's more of an extension of their coverage, right? So, like, if you are driving let's say you're going down a dark, dusty road or something, and there's no antenna before another 20 or 30 miles, and N71 is not going to reach you, PCS is. It's coming from the sky, right?
Uh,
Now, the type of data speeds that they were talking was going to be like 2 to 4 megabits per second for the whole cell site. So that means each individual antenna that's broadcasting to the ground would be about 2 to 4 megabits per second.
is that the wording they used?
That was the wording they used. So up to 2 to 4. That's the reason why like that part. If people want to see the coverage, Engadget has the YouTube video embedded into their site. Um, but they're talking about voice, texting, and a little bit of data. So you can do a lot of voice calls on 2 to 4 megabits per second, but you aren't going to be able to do voice, text, and data at the same time with a whole bunch of people running off that one satellite.
Yeah, but the odds are, if you're these satellites are not CONUS,
No,
so it doesn't. It's not going to be a lot of people on it in the first place.
no, and you're absolutely right because these things are going to be speeding over your head at 17,000 miles an hour, and it's gonna. So basically, it's not going to be one satellite in geosynchronous orbit, right?
Uh,
Which that's what a lot of these sat phones do. They what was it? So they were doing the comparison of pricing, and the comparison on pricing for like a continuous sat phone was like $199. I think Verizon offered this, right? I think I was listening, I'm talking to Carlos, and he said that there's a Verizon offering for $199 a month. Guess what you get for $199 a month? Being able to call anywhere from anywhere in the continuous United States. All you get is calling, maybe
Yeah,
some text. You don't get
yeah.
anything else.
That's why I said this is if they get this technology working, this is the death of the satellite phone.
That is true. The sat phone will be going the way of the dodo bird.
Yep. It's gonna be just like satellite internet. Ain't nobody gonna want it.
My now here's my I'm gonna give you my gripe with this. So it's not so much as T-Mobile is T-Mobile willing. The problem is Starlink wanting to actually do this
What
without having a lot of people invested in it at first.
well, you gotta realize though, there's been rumors that Starlink's been talking about doing a phone anyway.
That's true. And could this be that secret phone that they were talking about?
I think that some of the research they may have been putting into possibly doing some kind of Starlink phone has gone into this, and and instead of trying to go about it all on their own, they partnered with T-Mobile.
Hmm. I think so. Now, here's the crazy thing. Do you know how big the antenna is gonna be for the PCS spectrum to be broadcast to the ground?
It can't be that big.
Well, it's pretty sizable.
How big is it?
About 3 to 5 meters.
Well, that's the average. I mean, that's 5 meters is what in feet?
Oh,
Size of a regular damn satellite anyway.
that's kind
The
of
average
yeah.
satellite, the average satellite is the size of a Volkswagen Beetle, bro.
That's true.
So, and that's without the solar panels deployed.
Yeah, that's true.
And by the time you put solar panels out of this thing and everything, it's going to be that size anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, the my biggest problem is this, right? Is Starlink and good old Elon. I'm not a big fan of Elon. I don't want. I want to go ahead and put my disclaimer out there first. Not a big fan of Elon, and Elon time is worse than color people time. Okay, so they say like spring of next year, right? They're gonna start doing beta. But if he
Yep.
do, but the thing is I feel like early part of this what is it? Early part of this video, they made a all call announcement to other countries and other people to jump on board, right?
Exactly.
My
That's
thing
going.
is like, okay, so they got T-Mobile to buy in on it, but I feel like they probably won't launch it until they get more people involved.
Which I mean, which is like I said, think about that. You got T-Mobile Europe
Yeah,
is probably definitely in, which is why he even said it. And when you go overseas, just to have a connection.
right.
So, like I said, I don't see how the big problem. I guess these guys are saying that they're relying on band two for so-called coverage now. That the band two is just a whole bunch of speed just going to be lost. I'm like, well, they're not using band two for that now. No way.
No.
Band two is just a band two used to be a main band. It's not anymore.
Well, I mean, Sprint used being too overly reliant on their coverage. Like,
It has
it,
5 meg in most places.
yeah, but I mean, but they stretched that 5 megahertz as far as they probably could.
But at least for in my area, they had band two and they had the band 20 with 26, which is the 800 everywhere on every site. They were both there.
Right.
So I don't, like I said, I don't see this as some big like, oh God, the network's gonna be terrible. I don't see that. I don't see that part.
I mean, I don't feel that way either. I was just saying that for some of the people that the conversations I had, they were saying that, oh, T-Mobile was crippling themselves to do this, right? you're giving up precious mid-band spectrum to get this done. But they're the only ones that have a large chunk of PCS that they can actually do this with. I mean, what are you gonna get if you go to AT&T band 30? You know, band 30 is only up is only download only.
Yeah.
I mean, with that only, what I'm gonna be able to just see my pictures streamed to me while I'm dying on the mountain, talking about man, my family looks wonderful.
Which you weren't on with us, but T-Mobile is excellent in the mountains.
Wait a second. Say
You weren't on
what?
with. I was getting gig speeds in the mountains on T-Mobile.
Wow. Well, you were coming through Appalachia.
Yes, and T-Mobile was just fine. I mean,
No.
Brandon was on with me, and so was Speed Tech. I was getting great. I couldn't believe it. I expected T-Mobile to fucking lose signal.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I didn't go down to the southern part of the mountains where Blind G's at, but going through the mountains, all through the mountains of Carolina and into Tennessee, T-Mobile was spectacular.
Bro,
I couldn't
you know that there was nothing there 2 years ago.
exactly nothing. That's what I told him.
Nothing.
It was a dead zone. It is covered. I mean, I'm talking about N41 through the mountains, dog.
Wow.
Hitting gig speed.
So that means that they're not gonna. So this is just just the satellite is just the last kindling to the already bonfire that they're trying to go ahead and set now. Get coverage where they know that nobody's gonna be able to get coverage in.
Yeah.
Because I know Appalachian is hard. Like just mountain coverage is hard. Period.
Well, they were going. They were climbing the mountains and putting towers up. Tell you that.
Oof.
They were climbing the mountains, and Verizon was good through the mountains too.
Did you didn't have AT&T on you that time, did you?
No, no. But like I said, I was really ready for T-Mobile to go out in the mountains and die, and it didn't, bro. It held strong. And I'm not talking about coverage. I'm talking about speed.
Oh wow.
That just what it was. If you here's the thing though, when you actually deploy out there, like fully deploy out there, there ain't a lot of people around, so of course it's going to be fast.
Right.
But I expected them to just maybe throw some band 71 and 2 out. No, dog.
They went the whole kit and caboodle.
Yes, they did. Because I think you got to realize though, that's target area for home internet.
That's true.
So of course they went out there and put the bells and whistles. Now I'll tell you where T-Mobile was trash though. It was trash. It was trash whenever in Nashville when the party gets jumping in the downtown area. T-Mobile was trash. The capacity didn't hold up in downtown.
Ooh.
Verizon did, but Verizon had small cells all throughout the downtown. T-Mobile did not.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, they were relying on macro.
Huh. Hey, when you were video chatting, who were you using at that time? Was it Verizon?
No, I was using T-Mobile because I was sharing my screen and driving.
Oh, I'm
Beachhead.
talking about when you was downtown Tennessee.
Oh, I was on Verizon.
Okay, cause I was like, yo, your video looked almost flawless. So I was just wondering.
Sales everywhere, bro. Verizon has downtown Nashville perfect. It's perfection.
Wow.
Like I'm talking about even with all them thousands of people in the streets out there, I was still getting 50, 60 megs.
Oh, that's good.
There was millimeter wave, and bro, there was Nokia millimeter wave out there, and it was getting me 300 uploads and 4 gig downs. With old Nokia gear that everybody hates.
Oh gosh.
Hey, I don't know if they done some kind of software updates to that Nokia gear. That Nokia gear was working, dog.
Hey man, hey.
For Verizon, it wasn't failing.
Hey, like I said, millimeter wave is good in the city, but go out them to the mountains, that's a whole different story.
The way everybody talk about Nokia, it wasn't supposed to work good. That shit was working.
You know what? I think that maybe that could have just been a supply chain issue where Samsung was peaking a whole lot faster than maybe Nokia was. I don't
But
know.
remember,
I don't know.
I'm talking about the first gen millimeter wave.
Right.
It was all Nokia.
The ugly two tone face.
the ones that got like the triangle shape at the bottom of the flange.
Yes, and it looked like it literally looked like two squares on top of each other.
Well, it was so it's like it's so it's. I'll find a picture.
All right.
Like it's like a small rectangle and then like a triangle at the bottom that swoops. The OG millimeter wave.
Huh.
I'm over here like, oh, this is trash. No, it was perfect. It was giving me. It was giving. They were doing. They were doing that. They were doing. Was it like 4x4 on the uplink? That's why I was getting 300, almost 400 sometimes on the damn upload.
Wow.
You know, out here the most I've seen is 200 on the millimeter wave with the Ericsson gear. I was getting 3 and almost 400 out there.
Oh gosh.
So like I said, as much as people was just hating Nokia, I was telling Chime Earth that they might have had some kind of update and fix some of the issues.
That could have been it.
Possible. It might not have been shitty hardware. It might have just been shitty
Shitty
software.
software.
Yeah. But I had a lot of surprise. Like I said, I was surprised about T-Mobile in the mountains, and I was surprised about that damn Nokia gear.
So you had two surprises.
I had 2 surprises.
Now, when you were coming through the mountain range, how was Verizon was still pretty good. It was.
Both T-Mobile and Verizon were solid.
Uh,
Like I said, I expected, and the same thing. I expected Verizon to have coverage, but I didn't expect it to be fast. It was still fast. I'm talking about getting 100, 150. Obviously, I didn't C-band, but I'm getting 150, sometimes 200 on Verizon. And T-Mobile, I was peaking over a gig sometimes.
God.
In the middle of the damn mountains.
Yeah, that's home internet right there. That's what they're gonna push out there.
So if you drive into the mountains, man. So say when I first started, I was what, about 90 miles on this side of Asheville. I rode all the way into Asheville on N41, dog. All the way, 100 miles on N41.
Good God.
Then they got all up in them mountains, in the tunnels and everything, and it was still N41. I said, man, T-Mobile been working out here in the mountains. I said, okay. But it's kind of sad because it's damn near better out there than it is in the city.
Oh no.
Yeah. But that's why I say I think they're targeting home internet out there. So they put the work in that area. I'd have never believed it if I didn't see it myself.
Okay, but how about this though? So what was it? The Chantel deal, and that is what is it? West Virginia, Appalachia.
Yeah, that was in Virginia, yeah.
So if they're doing that in North Carolina, Appalachia, what is going to happen when they get ready to do when they end up doing the Chantel side?
No, but if they do the same thing, it's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, but yeah, these right here. This is what they had in Nashville. The OG Nokia gear.
Yeah,
It
I've seen
worked.
those.
It was perfection. Millimeter wave was great. And I'm gonna tell you what was funny though. I had C-band coverage too. The C-band was fucking trash.
Huh?
Yo, the C-band, I never saw a speed over 200 on C-band.
What in the world?
And dude, I was literally so like without the C-band, I was getting on Verizon. I was probably getting like anywhere from 100 to about 150. If I did get on C-band, I was barely able to crack over 200. I think it's literally already congested. Plus, that's like a party town, so it's like always tourism heavy. But the millimeter wave made up for it.
Right.
They had millimeter wave everywhere, so it didn't. So it ain't like you. So basically, if you're just using your phone, it's fine. If you're running a speed test though, and you're like over here, I'm seeing 600-700 on C-band, and I get over there and I'm getting 200. I'm like, okay, it ain't performing as fast, but it works though.
Well, that means if you're seeing that much disparity between the two, that means there's a lot of people in Tennessee that has Verizon.
Well, that too, and I don't think they're done building in Nashville. I don't think Verizon has really built out Nashville yet, because all the loads getting off, that many people loading on the one site. But they went heavy with the small cells. And here's the thing, though. I was thinking to myself the whole time, man, what if they had C-band on them small cells, too?
That would be nice.
They would be killing it.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
They would be absolutely slaughtering, which is why I say that's going to be after they finish doing the macro build for C-band. I got a feeling we gonna see some of these cantinas get upgraded to add C-band to the small cells though.
Hmm.
With the millimeter wave and the LTE.
Right.
That's level. But like I said, T-Mobile impressed me, man. Let me see. If I can tell you some of these speed tests, bro.
Okay.
Let's see. We'll scroll through some of this. Let me stop sharing there. I'm gonna share from my phone.
All right. Hey man, I wish that we could have saw if you had time to hit those smaller towns all through Appalachia.
Like I said, I drove through at least 5 to 10 of them on just because I had to.
But here's the thing: if you,
Now,
but
never heard.
but the route that you took was probably more of a main route to take
Oh yeah,
going to.
but like I said, they went from zero coverage like 2 years ago to gig speeds. That's still good. I don't care how you want to put it.
Right? No, 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 no. I look.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. To quiet all naysayers, you gotta at least check off the beaten path a little bit too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It can't be just oh well, oh that's commonplace. That anybody can do that. That's moving the goalpost. You know what I mean? You gotta
Yeah.
go above and beyond that little town in the middle of nowhere that didn't even have coverage, and all of a sudden now they got N41 running through the town. You know what I mean?
Oh
Grandma
yeah.
grandma got AirPods in talking about I can finally listen to Apple Music.
Yeah.
that's the, that's what I'm talking about.
You see these times it was all in the morning when I was riding.
Yeah.
There goes team over right there in the mountains. 8:48, 21 up, 10:18 in the AM on Thursday.
Mm,
8:57 down by 101 up, middle of the mountains.
that's not bad. That's
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 what I was,
beyond usable, dog. That's
that's
usable with
what
excess.
exactly.
That's
Look,
usable with excess. That's like overkill, really.
here goes Verizon in the mountains. 139 down. This is on LTE. 139 down with 4 up. Yeah, that's like I said in the mountains though. This means something out there.
That's
Out there,
true.
it means something. Look at this one. T-Mobile 717 down, 12 up. These things have look. You on map? Here we go.
Hey, what's going on, Speed Tech? All right, let's see what the mountains.
So this is outside of Hickory. This is where Comscope is located, fellas. It's Hickory. There's a little town called Morganton where this test was done on T-Mobile. This is all mountain. As soon as you hit pretty much hit Hickory, you're in the mountains.
Mm.
As soon as you hit Hickory, everything beyond this is the damn mountains.
Dog, did you didn't turn on Cell Mapper when you was driving, did you?
Well, two reasons. I'm on a damn iPhone is the first reason.
Ah, boo, boo. You probably would have been the first person
The map.
map it. You would have been the first person to map it.
that's that's Verizon. Let's see, where did I do that test at? This is on my way up. Yeah, I was testing on through High Point, Winston. So the mountain, I didn't hit the mountains probably till about right around this time, eleven
Were
forty
you
two.
were you switching back and forth between only on your iPhone?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so there's a Verizon test right there. Like I said,
Nah.
they both were doing good out there. That's why I said I was impressed. I was impressed with both of them. I really was. I can't complain. They
Well, you
didn't
don't
let.
you
And
don't
what
you
was
don't
funny,
you don't have to worry about satellite coverage over there then.
the guy I was with, the I don't really know the guy that good, but he's one of my wife's friends, husbands, or whatever, and he just happened to have an AT&T phone. We were sitting at a place called Germantown Pub.
Uh huh.
He was like, oh man, he said, yeah, T-Mobile is getting pretty good, aren't they, man? He said, yeah, I'm AT&T, whatever. He ran a speed test. He got like 50. We were sitting there drinking whiskey and Coke, and
Yeah.
I pulled out, went to the T-Mobile line, and I pulled down 600. He said, God damn, hey, T-Mobile. I said, they still ain't got their coverage issues all fixed yet, but they on their way.
Oh man.
Crazy. He said, and he was on an iPhone 12 Pro Max. He said he ain't never seen speeds like that on AT&T. I said, I know you have it because you live where we live, and they don't have their AT&T hasn't upgraded like that out here.
Okay, so this goes to that side tangent I had also. It was me, Brandon, and Caesar. Okay, and I said that since the merger, T-Mobile has become a new company. Now,
No,
other people tell me no, they're
no,
not, and I'm like, yo, look, without the merger, you wouldn't see what you're seeing right now.
nah, you wouldn't. None of the companies would be doing anything right now.
Like you wouldn't see nothing. You would look. You will still. Everybody will still be saying that T-Mobile ain't got coverage. Sprint would have been torn apart for parts, and Verizon, AT&T would still be going. Yeah, we're good. You don't need this millimeter wave. We thought we were going to have some competition. Apparently not. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's why I keep saying that T-Mobile, to me personally, is a new company because their whole pedigree's changed. Like maybe not their soul, but look at what they've been able to do in the market itself. Like 2 years in the market right now, look what you're getting. You get coverage in the mountains. Yes, coverage through the mountains, maybe on a major road. I would have been trying to check to see what it looked like in a little town underneath the bridge, but nevertheless, I
Bro,
feel like there's a new company.
I remember going in the mountains when I was younger, and if you didn't have Altel, you had nothing, zero,
Mm.
nothing. And this is before data was a thing. You had
You had
nothing,
no coverage.
nothing to go from nothing to 6, 7, 800 megs in the fucking mountains.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. We need that.
Oh no
It
no.
might
Hey,
come
we
way
need it
more.
beyond that.
It may not. It may not. That's just like if you upgrading a car, right? And you
Um.
looking at sets of rims, right? These rims over here is $900, but them super high class rims is 4 grand,
Right.
right? But subjectively, does the car look that much better?
No.
And this is what I think the T-Mobile argument is they don't spend the most money on everything, buy the most expensive everything that you have to scrutinize. And I'm like, that's just not true, though.
Oh no. Look, understand something. Like what was it when you encountered that tower crew right a couple weeks ago, and that
Yep.
tower crew was told you that they were still deploying Sprint gear, like Sprint
Yeah. Said when
original
first,
gear.
he said when they first started deploying the N41, they were still using old gear. He said they're still using some. T-Mobile wasn't using the newest panels they could get. He said they are now, but they weren't then.
But that understand that is just to get that pretty much that gets the ball on the field, right? Once you're on the field and you're playing, then you can go in and start, making things look pretty, make things look nice, make things look fast, get more coverage, different things like that, right? But in the beginning, it's all about, yo, where are we deficient at, right?
So get it. In a perfect world, we want T-Mobile to put 10 gig backhaul.
Hey,
We do. We
hey,
want
no,
them
no,
to.
no. Let's go. Our fellow tech in California, 100 gig backhaul. Forget 10.
Oh Lord.
We're going 100, baby.
Oh
100.
Lord. But I'm saying though yeah, we want that, but
What's up, EM Tech?
everybody's not going to do that.
But no, but I'm just saying
So
that.
look, and what I found out to make shit even funnier, I found out the only freaking company that's actually putting 10 gig on every site is Dish.
That hurts.
From the fiber guy that spliced the shit from my company.
That hurts.
He said Dish was the only one getting 10 gig on every single site.
Hey,
And,
you know
and he
what?
spliced stuff for AT&T to our shit and Verizon. And he said they wasn't putting 10 gig on every site that they got sent from
No,
us.
you know what? Remember we had talked about like being the last pretty girl at the ball.
When you're the last pretty girl at the ball, you
Dish is
get
the last pretty girl at the ball. Understand? They're gonna get the deal. They're gonna get the sweetheart deal. They're gonna be like, yo, hey, you know what? You don't have fiber. We could be your fiber Huckleberry.
and I'll tell you, the reason why I know that it's a big deal for him to say that is I didn't ask.
Right.
All I asked the man was, so what have you guys been getting into lately? He's like, man, we're doing a whole lot of fiber work for Dish right now. I didn't even ask about cell phones. We didn't even. I was Oh, really?
You you didn't solicit the answer. You it was given to you,
I was like, whoa. He said, bro, they're putting the best shit on every site.
and
I
that's
said,
great.
I said, whoa. He
That
said,
that hey, that's awesome.
and that's what I say when you that's what our fiber. So we got maintenance and we got fiber maintenance. Our fiber maintenance guys are the ones that actually go out and splice and everything.
Yeah.
Me, I don't splice fiber in my current position, but I do maintain existing shit. You
Right.
know, as far as testing and everything. And if I have a big problem, then I call those guys and they'll come in and do the real work for the fiber stuff. And that's why I say for him, I just asked him, what you guys been up to. That's all first thing out of his mouth. Man, we did like 76 Dish Network sites, and they all got 10 gig, every
And
one.
yo, that's what's up.
And then I was like, well, what about like Verizon? And he said, shit, a lot of them still getting 1 gig.
Wow.
He said they had, and a lot of them haven't upgraded. And I said, and I asked him, I said, was that because they're switching a lot of it to their own fiber? He said, yeah, they're going to be doing that. He said, but they still got multiple years left in these leases.
Mm.
So I think some of these sites ain't going to get upgraded for a while because they know they're going to wait. They're going to ride their lease out instead of upgrading. They're
Well,
going to ride.
it can't be that much more time left on those leases now, right?
Oh no, some of these sites are new. That site that I showed you guys on Highway 62, that's a new site.
Oh wow.
That's Verizon getting fed and Dish getting fed. That's a new site for both of them.
Oh
But
man.
on that site, Verizon only has band 266, 13, and 5. They didn't even put 41 on it. So, I mean, what's 10 gig going to do for that site? Nothing.
That is true.
So,
That is true.
I kind of get it in that scenario. But that's just like I said, I just found it funny that I didn't even ask. And he right in.
But because that, like, what was it? You're not the only person I've heard say something like that, right? But the question is that the deal that Dish ended up getting a prelude to what the problem was already going to start happening when AT&T starts putting their own fiber to their sites, Verizon starts putting on their own fiber to their
I
sites,
would
and
imagine that, but so for them, I would imagine that for Dish, if they chose to go with us on those sites, I would imagine they wanted whoever would get it done fast and whoever gave them a good deal.
right,
I'm betting we gave them a sweetheart deal.
probably,
Betting we gave them just
probably.
to lock them in. And
But
it's like,
I mean, but that's great. I mean, that like I said, that brings more competition to all multiple different spaces, not just cellular.
yeah,
It's backhaul competition, customer competition across the board. Because me personally, I'm still skeptical about what Dish is going to be able to bring to the table.
I'm,
I
I'm
mean,
not.
I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I hear everybody talk about how well they're how fast they're moving. Like you just said, that they're getting
Yeah.
10 gig circuits in multiple different large number of different large number of different sites. That's great, but my thing is where do they fit into this
My thing,
market?
but here's the problem, Keon, though, and I think you might be making the same mistake as a lot of people.
Uh huh.
You're looking at what speeds they're going to be able to get with their current spectrum.
No, no, not necessarily speed.
What I'm
Not
saying is,
necessarily speed.
what I'm saying is this: the only thing Dish don't have outside of having to build the network is they don't have as much bandwidth as the other people.
Right.
That's it. So when you have to compare them, you have to look and say what is their weakness. Their only weakness is the amount of spectrum they have overall.
So hold on. So EM Tech
So
says if they have existing leases deployed fiber for those sites, doesn't make sense yet. Yeah, for Verizon and AT&T,
but
it
we've
doesn't make
already
sense yet.
Verizon is building their own fiber to sites that already have fiber, but they can't even hook the fiber up because they're still in leases with the original leaseholder. This is happening. So Verizon is still building their fiber to those sites. But they can't switch to their own fiber to the leases up.
Right.
Because for you got to realize for them, they're not building across a whole city to get to a site. They've already got MCI stuff deployed all over the place. They're just tapping in.
Right.
So it ain't. So that's why I say they're still building their own fiber to these sites. They just can't switch yet without voiding that lease.
But here's the thing. Like, won't it get to the place where it's that what I call the teeter totter effect? Canceling your lease is just as much as having the lease at that point.
Sometimes I guess. Sometimes probably.
So at what point? So like, let's say that you got a 10-year lease on fiber from X, Y, and Z company, right?
Yep.
At 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 year number 8, you've already gone 8 years into a 10-year lease agreement. You got 2 more years left.
Yeah, you
Breaking the lease would be more feasible than just continually pay them out,
it depends on how, yeah, I'm saying it depends on how much the fee is.
right? Because I mean, the not Sprint, but T-Mobile had to do the same thing with a lot of these towers. It was more feasible to close stores and get rid of towers than to hold on to them and run them into until the lease ran out.
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, it's always based on needs. But I want to get back on that dish thing.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't think that dish has to compete on speeds. I don't think
I don't necessarily think they have to either. I'm
they
just
got
saying
only
that
compete on price. That's price and bundling is the only thing they got to do. That's
I'm
it.
I'm just trying to, like, for me now. Understand? I'm granted I don't have all the knowledge. I don't have any insider information or anything, but I'm just having difficulties trying to see what lane they're going to occupy. Like,
Price,
I want to see what the lane that they're going to be in.
price.
Well, and understand, if anything, a lower cost option hurts Verizon and AT&T than it does T-Mobile.
Exactly.
It hurts them more than it hurts
And think
the
about
major
it.
two.
Dish is technically Google Fi on steroids at this point.
Oh God.
Think about it.
That
So
is
so what?
true.
So what if they don't have great coverage? You just jump on AT&T.
That's true.
But if you're on AT&T, guess what? You just stay on AT&T.
Yep.
You see my point?
I see what your point is.
Or if you're a Verizon customer like me and you drive down the Star and you can't even make a phone call, Dish is going to be able to pivot to T-Mobile or AT&T in their town.
That's true.
That's my whole point. That's why I say they actually they kind of get the best of all worlds. They're what Google should have done with Five. Google should have been more serious with Five, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they were trying to get serious, but then the merger happened, and
Bro,
it got gobbled up two major.
look what Dish did though. Dish picked the two worst cellular providers to be their network.
That's true.
Eight, Dish is over here getting AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile in the damn boat. I'm just saying, like Google dropped the ball.
Hey, you know what? I feel like, you understand, as being a person who likes Google products, I feel like sometimes they go half a foot in and all the rest of the foot out,
Yeah,
right?
it always
And
teeter
and
top.
the only time that I've seen them go all in on stuff, that's when they end up dominating. I mean, search is dominant. All the rest of these other stuff is like half ass.
I think Google Five missed an opportunity. Google should have just like Google should have been the next major telecom. They should have been the next major damn cellular provider, and they didn't pursue it.
Yeah.
Think about it. They make their own damn phones,
Yep.
bro. You literally got you. They literally could have cornered the market if 10 years ago, whenever Google Fi started, whatever day that was, if 10 years ago they would have said, you know what, we want to get in the cellular game, and they got the money.
That's true. See, you
They,
know what?
they could have.
Instead of T-Mobile purchasing Sprint, Google should have purchased Sprint.
Yes,
That if you're talking about some competition, that would have been competition right there,
that's
because that would have instantly gave them um fiber on top of everything else,
Google
and
should have.
a what's the name, but they wouldn't do it.
They should have went all in with Google Fi and went ahead and just done it. They should have just done it. It's too
Mm.
late now. Like unless they come in and like swoop up Dish or something. You know?
Here's my take on it. Right, I think that the reason why Google backs off of big market moves like that is because they gain more from being the friend of everybody instead of being exclusive to one. That's why I feel like that common sense stuff like me and you thinking right now would have made sense instead of T-Mobile grabbing as Sprint. If a Google bought Sprint, now what ends up happening is, okay, so what happens with the deal between Apple and Google for search? You see what I'm saying?
I mean, them phones would have worked on the network
They
just fine.
they would have worked, but here's the thing. Now, you you are perceived as a enemy in the eyes of Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile because you're basically competing directly against us, and you have a search engine running on our network.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. It's like I think that's one of the major reasons why they don't make those big market moves like that.
That's just like I said, if you remember, originally Dish was trying to buy Sprint.
Yeah.
That was back when I was working for Dish, and they were already talking about it like it was a done deal back. And where the one thing I didn't like though is they were going to use the 2.5 to do video and skyscrapers. That's what they were going to try to do with it.
They had
I mean,
they were short sighted.
They could have got away with it if they would have really they would have only needed like 20 megahertz of it for that purpose, and everything else could have still been networked. But that's what they were talking about. They were talking about how do we get into skyscrapers, but they won't let us put up a bunch of dishes. They won't let us do all this stuff. How do we get our service in those buildings? Because they were already seeing, we're going to have to expand satellite because satellite's biggest money is made in rural, and
Right.
the problem is when you get into these MDUs and places that don't allow dishes. Well, their way around that was what we're going to do is we're going to put a damn satellite on the roof, one, and then we're going to wirelessly broadcast to all the surrounding buildings for dish network service.
Do you remember? Do you remember the company that came out? I think it was Ario or something that wanted to put like small little quarter-size antennas all over the place so they could bring you television, but
Yeah.
it was just IPTV. But
Yep.
to get around the whole FCC, they had to have an antenna for every single customer that they wanted to provide to. So they put quarter-size antennas on roofs in New York so they can say, "Hey, we have an antenna for every single customer, but we're
Yeah.
providing internet. We're providing IPTV to them."
Yeah. Yeah.
I see. Dish probably was trying to do something like that, trying
Yeah.
to
But
get around the whole restriction of having satellites in smaller areas.
well, like I said, like I said, it wasn't that. It's the property owners don't want dishes all over the property.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was. See, Ario was actually late in the game. This was talking about this in 2009, 2010.
Oh yeah.
Ario didn't even get started until 2012.
That's true. And
And
then they got sued out of existence.
they got bought out. TiVo owns them now.
TiVo?
Yeah, TiVo bought out Ario.
Oh wow.
Or Aereo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
TiVo bought. Yep, it says that they were going to make it available to New York City people and Boston to begin.
That would have been nice.
But it says 6 months, but they only said they've been in for 2 years. They actually had 80,000 subscribers.
Wow.
It had 27,000 in New York, 12,000 in Boston, and 10,000 in Atlanta. And it was the same thing. They wanted to get TV into these places without having to run wiring and all that. Because it's a pain. If you ever deal with MDUs, the worst thing is getting cables into the buildings.
That's true.
Stuff, that's the biggest issue. So when you want to get people on your service and you want to do it quickly, all you got to do is to get them to agree to let you put one thing on the damn roof.
Uh huh.
Now nobody needs wires.
That's true. Yeah, look, airwaves is a whole lot cheaper than trying to snake cables through some conduit.
Yeah. It's the same thing happens in some of these MDUs near Fort Bragg. They didn't want a bunch of dishes on all the houses, which I think was crazy because half the neighborhood already had dishes. But what they did out there, they actually ran fiber to all the houses, and they set up a mini hub in front of the place. That hub had DirecTV, it had hot wire fiber internet, it had Dish Network, all at the hub. And depending on what the person in the house you were hooking up was getting, you used to put what was called a QAM box on, and it would convert the fiber back into a satellite signal for the satellite box.
Oh.
So it's the same principle.
Yeah.
We can't run everything we want, or the HOA don't want dishes, then here's a way around it.
Right.
They fiber through that whole neighborhood, and you could use that fiber to bring all the services from all the different providers into one place. So you ride through there and you don't see no satellite dishes, but almost everybody got DirecTV. Or Dish Network.
Very, 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 very chinky, sneaky way around it.
But those people get to benefit because they used to use the large dishes out there. So
Yeah.
you know, regular dish on your house, but over there, if you ever see a hotel, if you ever go to a hotel that has satellite, you usually can spot the dishes somewhere. They're gigantic. They're like the dishes are like 5 feet wide, and they'll put three of them, and each one is hitting one of the satellites.
Right.
Well, when them dishes are that big, guess what happens when a thunderstorm comes in?
Oh, it
It
wipes it. It completely wipes them out.
No, it doesn't. That's the point.
Oh, it doesn't.
The larger the dish, it can handle the signal loss.
Oh, I didn't know
So
that.
you got really, yeah. So them large dishes don't go out, but you can't put three large dishes on a residential house.
Well
So you
then,
end up
but
with one.
then why the hell did my Prime Star always go out?
Your Prime Star wasn't hitting more than one satellite, and that wasn't a large dish, not Prime Star.
Man, that dish is bigger than what is
But
deployed
we'll put,
now.
we'll put five of them together. You get one of these.
Mm.
Remember, I tell you. So, example, a DirecTV Swim 5 is hitting five satellites at one time using one dish.
Oh,
That that big system is one dish per satellite. The bigger that dish surface area is, it can catch more of the signal. So even when the rain fade comes in, the large size of that dish compensates for it.
right.
So if you remember, people will tell you back in the C-band days, them gigantic dishes in people's yard, them didn't go out with the rain.
No, 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 no. They didn't. I
Hey,
seen for the what is it? The wire, especially like the big ones with the wire mesh, not the
yeah,
solid
big
ones.
wire mesh ones. They
Yes,
didn't. The reason they didn't go out is because they're huge.
right,
So you got to realize the signal bounces off the dish and then goes into the LMB.
right,
So the larger that dish is, it's able to pick up more pieces of that signal. But when you got a smaller dish, when the raindrops fall, the raindrops are the same size as the frequencies. Like a raindrop is the same size as Ka band.
right.
So when you got a smaller dish, if the rain falls in this section, it blocks out more of that than a larger dish would be able to pick up.
See, where were you when I was a kid, dog? Because understand, I didn't understand what was going on. All I do was when the rain started, my signal went out.
You know, look up Alaskan DirecTV dish.
Oh God, I can only
They're,
imagine what that thing looked like.
they're huge.
Can only imagine.
It's because of how far north Alaska is. It can't a regular dish don't even work.
Oh
You gotta have
wow.
a large dish to work.
So basically, the smaller the dish, the closer to the equator you are too.
Well, no, this only changes size in Alaska.
Oh,
That far north, because that's the part of the continent, well, the U.S. what we want to call not continental, but it's part of the U.S. They had to have special sizes for Alaska. The rest of the country don't get those.
okay.
Yeah, and his thing is you ain't picking up the same size at the equator, no way. So,
That's true too.
but
That's true too.
if you
But
don't want crazy,
me personally, I just want to know is having the ability to kind of circumvent everyday laws now is going to be able to give um, Dish the company the drive it needs to be able to keep up with today's cellular needs. That's the question I have.
what is success for Dish though?
Ah man, I don't know.
How,
Look.
how, how many customers in 5 years do they need to be called successful?
In 5 years, I think that not if you don't include this year because they gotta do a coverage expansion
I don't include this.
next year. They have to do a major cover expansion next year. So I'm looking at after midway
They don't.
2023.
They got all that roaming.
That's true. But I would say mid 2023 they need to start going from at least 500,000 subscribers a year to at least averaging a million up to 5 million over 5 years.
I think they can achieve that.
That's what I'm thinking. Like that for me, it there don't get me wrong. I mean, come on, dog. What is it? Mobile X is getting ready to nickel and dime us to death.
Oh, yo, we went hard on it the other night. Boy. Oh, boy.
I'm just saying, Mobile X is getting ready to like nickel and dime everybody to death. Like overages is about to come back, dog. I'm telling you,
Yeah,
it is.
if you want to worry about a company, that's one you need to be worried about.
Yo, understand something, people. What was it? I think I was talking to Brandon about it too. He didn't. I don't know if he understood, but yo, people are cheap. There's a segment, there's a lane for Mobile X to exist in, because all you got to do. I mean, cellular carriers did this for years. I feel like some of this stuff they actually invented for themselves so they can charge customers for, like robocalls. I'm telling you, man, 20 years from now, we're going to find out that the cell phone carriers pay some company across seas to randomly call Americans so they can charge them for not being called by the robocalls they funded. I'm telling you, what? It's going to happen. It's going to be
So
some
what?
secret document somewhere saying that, hey, we called your phone on purpose to make you upgrade to the next service tier so we can charge you more money.
So what you're saying is they're gonna pull an Apple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh, oh,
But that's what I'm saying is those are the things that you end up finding out later on, and a Mobile X is gonna probably end up making a whole lot of money out of just cheap people trying to be cheap and don't realize that, yo, this service is beyond your cheapness. Like, there's no way in the world you could be cheaper than this company and they're gonna still make money. You don't send that many text messages. Oh, get the 20 text messages package. And then all of a sudden, some random person's gonna text you and you be like, "Who are you?" Number 21. Give us $20. That's what's gonna happen.
I still don't know about Mobile X, man. The offerings are so good now. I don't see, as far as plans go across all carriers and stuff. The offering is so good now. Like, I don't see it.
Uh, all right, look. I'm just saying that it's difficult. Look, if I thought that it was difficult to see what lane Dish was going to occupy, I don't know where Mobile X is going to sit, except being the cheap man's company.
But I mean, like, bro, you can already get a cell phone plan for $12 a month right now if you don't use that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Matter of
Now
fact, $9 now.
they're gonna look. What, you gonna start charging by the kilobyte? Forget gig, forget megs. Or they're gonna find some. They're gonna come out with some documentation talking about, well, the average everyday consumer that doesn't never really have a phone only uses 200 kilobytes for their whole life.
But let's look at this, right? So, like, for example, like Page Plus, right? And even Page Plus's plan is trash now at this point. Page Plus for $12 a month gives you 500 minutes, 500 texts, and 100 mega data.
Oh, hold on, no radio. Hey, Paul, I see your message. I'm trying to weave it into the conversation.
We're gonna weave it in. I'm gonna make my point quick, and I'm gonna move on. But if you're a Spectrum customer, you can get unlimited talking text and a gig for $15.
Oh God.
So even Page Plus's $12 plan is dumb at this point. 100 megs of data?
Wow.
Come on now.
Hey, look, like I said, and that goes back to Paul's question, or more of a statement, is like Boost Infinite and data cap's gonna be like Boost. Well, see, that's the thing. What type of plans they're gonna do? I mean, right now they're offering unlimited
30 bucks a
data
month.
for $30. Now, here's the question, and this is the question I've put towards other people: is it truly unlimited? Because truly
But
unlimited is, I don't need a text message calling talking about you hit 50 gigs of priority data. That's not unlimited. That is,
what?
we gave you the idea of it.
Yeah. And technically, the truly unlimited statement is so vague because, like Verizon, right? You get the highest plan. They tell you, unlimited, 100 gigs of priority, right?
Uh huh.
But I can attest to this. They do not slow you down. But if that network is tanking, they're going to slow you down. Now, have I seen Verizon tank yet while I've been on the highest plan? I haven't seen it happen.
Hmm.
So I don't. So what I'm getting at is this. I don't the word unlimited don't mean nothing to me no more. It's always unlimited to a point.
Well,
There's
of
a
course, especially
wall.
right now under 4G, there's it's asterisks, but
All I'm saying is, you really think Boost Infinite gonna let you run up 300 gigs and never slow you down for $30 a month?
no,
That's my point.
no. I mean, here's the thing: what happens when they start growing and growing their customer base?
I think what's
Three
gonna
hundred
happen is
gigs
the,
on their Spectrum
yeah.
portfolio. That now that's gonna start hurting.
I think the first maybe million customers are gonna be riding the gravy train, and then when them customers start stacking up, shit's gonna go bad.
But here's the thing: what is AT&T gonna let Dish ride that gravy train like that with customers not paying AT&T directly, or even T-Mobile
I don't know.
paying
That's the thing. I
T-Mobile
don't know.
directly?
I don't know. That's the thing, and I don't feel like they're gonna. What I'm saying is this: since they are Google Fi on steroids, why would the other carriers help them appear better?
Hmm,
Think about it.
that's
Why would
true.
Verizon and T-Mobile and AT give you the best of the best?
See, and that's the thing, and my that's the next question is why promote a competitor to be better than you and offering better than you just so they could turn around and take your like literally ride your network and then take those people off their network as they build theirs.
Yeah.
They're gonna use you to build up. But hold on,
But
so
go ahead. Let's
a
go ahead with
pre
his point.
Paul says a previous YouTuber did a test on Boost News Unlimited, and after 30 gigs, it slowed to 128 kilobits. See, that's the thing. See,
Thank you,
see,
Paul. Thank you,
thank you.
Paul.
That proves the point. That proves the point. Like, to what I don't think that we have enough testing. So like what was it? I was on with one of the other guys in a Google Meet, and they went out and bought what was it? Visible's new plan, right? So
Yep.
when Visible changed their plan, they went out there. He went out there and just ran it up. He was like, "Yo, we're gonna hit this 50 gig limit, and we're gonna find out what happens after 50 gigs." Well, he still was getting priority data no matter what.
Hey.
But here's the thing: I haven't had an update yet to the conversation showing what happened after that. Like you was on mid. Remember, you was on mid, and you hit as soon as you hit that 50 gig threshold, they
30,
knocked you all the way down. They were like, and you're
30.
down
Yeah, yeah. It was 30.
30. So as
Yep.
soon as you hit that 30 gig threshold, it was like, and you're off.
Yep.
But if Verizon's letting visible customers ride like that, I mean, yo, that's
But
another nail in the coffin to a.
let's not forget. Let's not forget though. Verizon owns Visible.
That's true.
Voila.
That is true.
But here's the other thing. How do you measure priority? The only way you know if they're truly getting priority, you gotta put a Verizon
And that
line
right
next.
next to it,
You gotta
and
put a Get More line next to it to find out.
that is
'Cause I
true.
go ahead and tell you right now, Verizon Business does get priority over Get More, and it gets priority over Get More whether you're past the premium data amount or not.
Ooh,
Now, is the effects of it extreme? No, it's very subtle. Main thing I see happen if I test the business line next to the Get More consumer line is the pings begin to spike on the consumer line. The
right.
speed doesn't suffer terribly, but the pings spike. I'm talking about you go from getting 19 pings to sometimes 40, 50 just because the business line's testing at the same time.
That's
Just
true.
because. So it's not necessarily throttling the speed, but I think whatever that business line asks for, Verizon makes a point of making sure it gets it first.
Right.
What a web
But
page or it's a video or whatever it may be, Verizon
business.
goes, we're going to give you full speed, but we're going to give it to you after we give them what they need, and then it,
But come on, man. You know that business customers pay more money than consumers, so
of course, yes.
of course they're gonna give them more higher priority data than they're
But
gonna
it's
give
but
to a consumer that only has maybe one or two lines, at most a family line of five,
yeah,
versus the whole look, a company with 3 floors of employees and everybody got cell phones. Like,
Mhm.
of course, they're gonna be like, and you get better data. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Like I said, like I said, it was just the ping that's the biggest noticeable thing. Every now and then, I'll give you another thing I saw. If you compare the business and the Verizon consumer, if you're in a place where the coverage is weak,
Uh huh.
that business line does get treated better in that scenario.
Ooh.
So I think what's going on is because your coverage is weak, your speed is already limited. Now you'll see them start giving the business line speed. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to make some friends in Verizon somewhere that knows a little more about how all that works.
Yeah.
But it is a, like I said, it's a subtle difference. It's not major at all.
Mm,
Not major on Verizon's end. But I think it all goes back to Verizon is heavy on their management in the first place,
yeah.
whereas
Look, I did some
mobile,
testing. I did some
yeah,
testing last night after I got off from doing Uber, and I was near the Lincoln Memorial, and AT&T and T-Mobile were giving me everything the tower had, but
everything it got.
Verizon was still being stingy. It was like, no,
Exactly.
no, no,
And what
you
they're
can't have it.
doing is they're going for consistency, not speed. And
Right,
that's why I say a lot of the effects that people see of T-Mobile getting drugged down is not because the network can't do better. It's because they're letting everybody get too much.
right.
If T-Mobile were to manage the dog crap out of the network like Verizon, you wouldn't see these fluctuations of speed. And that's what I think it is.
Well, I
That's why
think
Verizon's been able to do so much having less bandwidth. That's
right.
why they've been able to do so well with it. It's because they don't let one person just dog the site. If they see they got 100 people there, they'd be like, let's divvy this up a bit. Versus, oh, he started speed test first, give him full every damn thing. And now you speed test and you go from getting 600 to getting 100, and you go, look at how crappy N41 is. I'm like, somebody else already
Come
stoked it
on,
up.
dog, but that's not crappy though. You go from six
I
hundred to
understand.
four
Well, I'm gonna
hundred,
tell you
or you
something.
go from six hundred to even
If
100.
I'm gonna tell you something, if I'm standing still and I'm getting 800 and out of nowhere I drop to 100, I do call that crappy.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not usable, but it's showing you how far that network literally changed to 1/8 of its capacity within a few minutes.
Mm,
I would have rather it changed to 1/3, 1/4, but 1/8.
right.
That's why you see these crazy speed fluctuations. You go from getting 800 to getting 50 sometimes, and it's because they don't manage the network that well.
I notice AT&T does that a whole lot more often. Like I have literally like so I did a network test just solely by itself, and I was sitting in front of the Capitol. My speed test hit like 3 megs down by 12 up, right? But the fast.com hit 77 within a span of like a couple of minutes.
So basically, it gave it the video.
Yeah, it gave it the video, and then I did the imperv, and the imperv was like, yeah, yeah, I agree with fast.com. What happened to speed test? Which I think that it tanked for a second and it
Yeah,
came back.
that's that uncapped video. Let them pull all the bandwidth.
Yeah. What's up, Brandon? Where you been?
everywhere.
I believe it.
What'd you do? Walk in a circle 5 times in your bedroom and you call that everywhere?
No,
Oh
no, but I
man.
wanted to go back to what y'all were saying about Mobile X.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's up?
Um, U.S. Mobile's plans start off at $18, so you get unlimited talk and text and 1 gig.
Yeah.
So even US Mobile got a good plan.
Oh God, that's
And I
even
For
mean,
worse.
the
and I
non
mean, and I mean, like what Visible is doing, what instead of them doing the party pay makes more sense compared to finding a discount from Lord knows where and paying $30 a month. I mean, that's cheaper than T-Mobile.
Yeah,
And you,
but like I said, it's difficult to see what lane a mobile X is going to occupy. If you're down to $15, bruh, all you gotta do is ask a
I
handful of
mean,
people for
honestly,
five
the
dollars to get
only
your cell
people
phone
that it's
paid.
going to go after are light users.
But I'm saying is the
And
company
light
already
users are
gone after them.
always going to go to the main carrier.
You got $15 plans out here right now, Brandon, with a gig a day and unlimited talk and
Well,
text.
yeah, I know, like, but those, I mean, you can actually find,
Yo, they do
or
five
you can get it advertised
text
with your, uh huh.
And look, they do $5 unlimited talk, text, and a gig of data, and then every additional gig is $1. They might have something. They might
But
have
no
something.
radio. How do you
No,
get a
every
hold of
look,
that?
Mobile X is gonna have to charge $5 a gig, dog,
No,
because
but
there's no way
no,
in the
but how do you?
world.
But see,
No, but
or you know why? Because all you gotta do is walk over to Spectrum Mobile and get 2 lines, and you get unlimited data for 29 each. Wouldn't you
See,
rather pay that than be paying an extra $5 per gig and end up freaking going over and then getting hit in the head?
mm,
That's my point. They're gonna have to make them gigs so cheap that nothing else is a better option.
the
it
only
would have to.
way
It
how
would literally
I
have to.
the
Hold on,
only
hold
way.
on, Brandon. It's literally gonna have to be like taking an existing plan but churning it around and being something else. You see what I'm saying?
I just think that the space that they wanted to fill, I'm gonna tell you what happened, y'all. When Mobile X first started this journey, the space they were trying to fill, all the other prepaid companies already filled it.
Oh, they
And
filled in. Yes, yes. They saw him coming. It was like
Basically,
right,
they saw him coming. It was like, bro, you've been broadcasting this for over a year. We got this space. Don't worry. You can stay over the quarter.
that's the reason why I think it's been delayed like it has, because like while they were trying to do their little ideal, everybody else already went and done it.
you know what's Mobile X's biggest threat?
What?
Stetson.
That's wrong, Brandon. Don't talk about Stetson like that. He's a national treasure, sir. Look, understand something, because I for sure not gonna go and get all those MVNO plans and start testing it. Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had
Someone
to do
had to
it,
do it, sir.
just like I
Stet-
had to do the test on the toilet. Somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. And
No, no,
Stetson
wait.
found
What I
that
mean,
lane,
wait.
and he's driving that truck down that lane right now.
No, but what I mean by Stetson, I don't mean speed testing. I mean like sharing all the dirt
Yeah,
cheap plans.
yeah.
That,
Understand something. If anything, he has made MVNOs great again.
yeah.
Understand? If
Yeah.
anything, Stetson single handedly made MVNOs great again, dog. Hey, look, and I'm saying this as out of respect because understand, I'm not going to touch an MVNO plan. I'm bougie.
All I'm saying now is that they're gonna. I guarantee you, these new plans that got launched out by these MVNOs has really wiped it forward whatever Mobile X was planning to do. It really has, man.
I think so, and that's probably why they're constantly delaying it because there's no room. Look, like I said,
There's too much
the no no
noise.
no the exact reason why, like right now, take the MVNO market and with Mobile X, the same thing I see T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T doing to Dish is what lane are they going to provide? Because by the time they start gaining traction, like right now, check this out. T-Mobile is doing the same thing as AT&T, where they're getting ready to offer you a phone. Now, granted, it's not going to be the best phone on the market, but you could bring them any phone and get a Revel.
Look, y'all. Even Mint Mobile gives you 4 gigs of data for $15 a month.
Mm,
Come on, dog.
hey, see, they're occupying lanes, but that's what I'm saying.
The
Look,
only thing that Mobile X could do differently is charge you a premium for data, meter data, and actually make stores for the people that are non-tech savvy.
Yeah, but if you live around the people like I live around, these older folks are relying on our generation to help them with this stuff in the first
that
place.
is true.
Even when they have a store, they still talk to us
But
about.
on radio, some old people are lonely.
I know, and guess what they do? They ask me all the time to come help them with their stuff.
I understand, but the thing is if that guess what? That person who's helping that old person doesn't even care about MVNO, guess what they're gonna put them on? They're gonna put them on the major carriers.
They're gonna put them on their family
But
plan.
but 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 that's my thing. Like I was saying earlier, the average person's going to want to go to the store and hear it for themselves, versus doing all that online crap.
Oh yeah,
The
but
the the a- the a- the average tech person probably hates going to the store and just wants to order their phone
yeah,
and get it delivered to their
but check
house.
this out too, Brandon. Even Verizon right now will let me add a line to my existence. So say I had an old mother. Verizon will let me add a line in my plan right now, which gives her like 30 gigs a day
Uh huh.
for $10, and they give a free phone.
Oh gosh.
$10 a month. $10 a month. Even Verizon.
Mm,
So if you got
Mm.
a grandfather or an older parent, their best bet is just to get that $10 a month line from you.
that's true.
And they still get Verizon network, and they get more data than they need.
And that's minimum compared to what it was before, where bringing somebody onto your fam on your plan was like $30 or $40.
See, because I already
And
have
and,
four
and,
lines.
and I and you know what, Nobody, I didn't actually think of that because now that you actually brought it up, my grandpa recently got T-Mobile, and my uncle had gotten a free line from that from them.
Exactly,
There you
a
go.
free line. There you go.
There you go.
And to me, here's the deal: if they give me a freaking iPhone and the service, even though it has a 36-month agreement, it cost me a total of $360 for 36 months.
Mm,
And I get the phone included.
that's true.
Why would I? Oh, that's what I'm saying. The carriers and the MVNOs have already buried these opportunities.
Oh no, no, they went in there and
For
Oh,
filled the gap.
110.
But that's what. But you're starting to see within the three major carriers right now, where T-Mobile is mimicking AT&T now. They basically is like, okay, so you're gonna be only catering to the high end. We're gonna cater to the low end. Well, what's Verizon gonna do? Verizon's gonna have to give away free phones now too.
and they are. I got to prove it.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I said, what I said earlier. It's difficult. It's difficult for me to see what Dish is gonna do, but I can tell you, Mobile X is gonna have the hardest time of all of them, because they scared the MVNO companies that are doing all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah, man. That's why I say. I mean, they gonna have to. I mean, they gonna have to creep out with making a 10-cent profit per lot
Oh yeah,
just to get in the game
yeah,
at this point.
that is for sure.
I understand that
Um,
everybody don't need all that data, but odds are almost everybody knows somebody who they can get on their plan with. Almost everybody knows that person.
Yo, hey, look. While I got Brandon here, because he was in the room, he was privy to the conversation I had when the SpaceX and T-Mobile
Uh
announcement.
oh.
He was privy to the conversation.
bro, I'm about to bury you with that stuff.
Come on, man. I want to
Brandon,
hear. I want to hear
Brandon
from
said he don't
you.
want his phone to work in the ocean because he ain't going out there no way.
Hey, look. He's in Houston, man. What happens if you start selling in the Gulf of Mexico?
Brandon ain't going selling nowhere.
Hey, I'm just
Brandon gonna be in
saying,
the
Exactly.
man.
tub. He gonna be in the tub with the rubber ducky selling. That's what he's gonna be at. He gonna be in there with Bert and
Oh, snap.
Yo, Brandon, I'm just saying something, man. Hey, look, like I said, I wanted to get you on the record for the. If I want your opinion now. So you heard the announcement. We've gone through everybody in the community that has a lot of influence when it comes to talking about this stuff. And how do you feel about it?
Um, it's that Aerosmith song, bro. Dream on.
Oh God!
Ernie. On.
Wow, Brandon, really, really?
Yeah,
Here's my attitude on it. My
hold on.
attitude on it
It
is
sounds too
that
good to be true because, how the hell is your phone going to connect to a satellite? And
on
I mean, there's all these interference, and then what if I mean, you go into some building or some tunnel, and that phone still can't connect to it.
Yeah, it's
it
not
ain't
gonna
that.
work in a building or a tunnel.
Why is there gonna be a building in the middle of the ocean?
No, I'm saying like for example, like in some parts of Houston, there are tunnels or whatever, and there's
Yeah,
no coverage inside
But
there.
that's not
Target.
gonna happen. That's
Houston is
not for
not the
that.
target. Houston ain't even the target. So why are you talking about Houston for?
Brandon, we have to
Oh,
we
They
have to
didn't
broaden
say
your
they didn't
scope.
say get this satellite service in the middle of major metropolitan cities, did they?
I mean,
They
was it wasn't I mean, isn't the key word like the eliminate the no service thing?
yeah, okay. They're talking about in places where there's literally no
No
service
service.
from any carrier.
So they're targeting the Nelsons of the world.
Willie, no,
Literally,
Willie Nelson should still call in and get his weed.
he
No,
can
we're
still.
talking we're talking about people who can't even SOS for help.
Okay,
Oh,
Brandon, we're talking about
I
these
mean like
people.
the John
We're talking about
Deere's.
the guy who right now has a cell phone, right? But he also has a satellite phone because he go deep sea fishing. He
Okay,
won't need a satellite.
let me ask you this now, radio. Do you feel comfortable that truck drivers will be able to get this plan?
It's not for them once again.
Look, Brandon. We're
Maybe the
it
ice road
was
trucker. Maybe the ice road trucker in Alaska.
yeah,
He
maybe him.
might benefit from it.
Yes, he would benefit from it. But no, was Brandon on with you when you told him that you were getting, gigabit speed in the mountain?
Yeah, I told
Yeah,
him.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Yeah, I heard
Brandon,
that earlier.
here's the thing. That is even where no radio was at. It's still not feasible for uh that type of satellite coverage because T-Mobile went in there and put N41 all through the mountain or
What this is,
through
Brandon,
that section of the
Brandon,
mountains.
this isn't last mile coverage. This is
No
last.
mile
This
coverage.
is last inch of the earth coverage. Is what they're talking about. I think they're challenging the satellite phone industry. That's what this is. So if you weren't using a satellite phone in Houston today, it ain't gonna damn matter tomorrow.
That's true.
This is
Are
gonna
you in the
eliminate.
market? Is there an MVNO for sat phones?
Oh God, it probably is. It
Show
probably is.
title. Show title. Ah, I just came up with another show title.
All I'm saying is, I'm not saying this is. I think what everybody wanted this to be was some great like 5G revolution, and that's not what the purpose of it was. I think this was a challenge to the satellite phone market. And if you remember, Brandon, people already been talking about, freaking Tesla trying to have a phone and some kind of satellite linked phone. Well, here it is.
There you go.
This isn't for speed. This isn't for your regular coverage. This isn't for your, rural town. This is for the fucking. This is for the fucking middle of the desert.
Yep.
Where if they even tried to run fiber out there to put a macro up, it cost them several million just to get the fiber out there.
Mm.
This is for that guy that remember I told y'all I had a guy years back when I worked for freaking Direct where when he had to go install the TV for the customer, he had to ride a damn helicopter to get to the house.
Oh God.
Mm.
The customer had his own damn helicopter and he had to load his gear into the helicopter and fly out to where the house was. That's who this is for.
Wow. First of all, if you could afford the helicopter, why you just go ahead and put the gigabit fiber out?
The helicopter's a lot cheaper. You get a helicopter for like 170 grand. You know what I'm saying? Helicopter's cheap.
But you know what? Hey, the conversation I had with Ash, and we were breaking down the cost of how much it costs to just deploy a cell site, right? I bet that this is 10 times cheaper than deploying a cell site and all the amenities that have to go to the cell site, also.
Plus, you got to realize SpaceX was going to launch some satellites anyway.
Right.
So,
Right.
launch them anyway. So,
You might as well try to get some cell phone coverage on them bad boys as they go up.
you might as well monetize every way you can. That's why I say Tesla's in on it. They're trying to monetize every way they can on it. That's why they even willing to do it in the first place. But no, this wasn't supposed to be some major like high speed internet revolution. That's not what it was for. This was for, hey, next time you're in the middle of the ocean, you won't need your satellite phone anymore. That's what this was for.
Right.
You're paying $200 a month for satellite.
Hey, look, what was it? I think I was on with Carlos, and we were talking about like Verizon having like a plan with I guess a sat phone company, and the for like I said the talk and text it's like $199 a month, just so I could walk around and have the comfort of mind knowing that I could send my SOS out when the boulder falls on my arm. You know what I mean? That was always the question. What happens when you're outside of the regular coverage area, Brandon?
Hmm.
Oh, did you fall asleep?
No, no, no. I was looking at something. You were saying something outside the coverage map
Well, I'm just saying,
or
like,
whatever.
just being outside the coverage area is kind of scary. Like what was it? Me and No Radio were watching the coverage the thing because he didn't see it before, and I was showing it to him before we went on air, and
Right.
it was showing like the guy that was on a fishing boat or on a sailing boat, and he said every time he goes out into the water, it's scary because if something happens, there's no way of really nobody knowing where you are. Or like the seaplane guy that's got to deliver stuff to in Alaska. You know, if you running them mountains and nobody can find you for the next 30 or 60 days, like understand people die if your plane goes
Wait,
down in those no, godforsaken areas.
Yeah, historically, you had to have a sat phone in that scenario.
wait.
So now, I mean, it makes it more affordable. It basically makes sat phones more affordable.
And they're even trying to say they're trying to make it include
No
like,
radio. Look at this.
what about Kilimanjaro?
High
High-speed
speed.
Wi-Fi is not available in Mountain Carrillo.
That shit say Wi-Fi, right? It don't say cellular to it. What's that tell you? You ain't picking
Uh,
Wi-Fi from a mile away, homie. Good luck.
oh man, they got Wi-Fi nodes every 500 feet. There's a the radio. This brings new definitions to that Wi-Fi rock. Bam! There you go.
That's a Wi-Fi boulder.
It's hollow on the inside. Is that a real rock? Knock on it. The no, that's the Wi-Fi rock.
I think what people are worried about too, Brandon, and maybe you might. Was Brandon still here? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think what a lot of people are actually worried about with this is that they think that T-Mobile ain't going to expand coverage because they do this.
Oh no, that was the first thing that rolled off Brandon's lips.
I don't believe that. In the damn mountains,
No,
I
no, 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 no.
it tells me that that ain't the case.
And I don't believe it either, because obviously, if they want to be able to do fixed wireless, they want that income
Yes,
from that
and where's the
wireless
biggest
customer.
target customer, Brandon?
Hmm.
It's the places where you can't get other stuff. So they're still going to be building out the network, and the mountains that I just drove through are proof that they are building out there.
No,
So,
I know.
so
But it comes back around to like this is a stopgap until you able to get more ubiquitous coverage that's closer to those crazy nowhere in the world where in the world is Carmen San Diego. You
bro, I can
know,
I can tell you somewhere right now where it's a city and Verizon don't have coverage. So I mean, you can say what you want to,
dang.
but I'm just saying there's a gym, there's restaurants, gas stations, and there's no Verizon.
Mm.
Mm.
But there's T-Mobile and AT&T in that place.
Wait, no, radio. So your trip to Nashville, what would you say the percentage you were on T-Mobile had service?
So I only probably drove with the T-Mobile line on for about a total of about 150 miles, and they had
Hmm.
that whole area. I didn't lose service on either T-Mobile or Verizon ever out there.
Oh wow.
And you were on here with me for a lot of that drive.
Yeah, yeah, I
When I was on the
remember.
phone with you guys, I was actually in the mountains. I was actually I didn't even really stop testing until I was coming out of the mountains. So like I said, I was amazed.
Hey,
I was amazed.
if your
I,
car got stuck in the mountains, at least you can make a phone
I,
call.
I had low expectations. So to me, just having coverage would have been like, yo, okay, T-Mobile, do your thing. I was getting coverage and performance. That is different. That matters. To me, that matters, bro. When you're driving, right, and there's a mountain to your left, and that
What's
mountain
up?
is like legit, like the mountain's legit, 700 foot higher than your car, and you can pull 800 down.
Yeah.
You're doing okay.
What's up, Carlos?
Well, what's going on?
What's going on, sir? I finally got you on to my podcast, sir.
We got the man, the myth, the
And the
legend
legend.
himself, Carlos S. Tech in the building.
What's going on,
Man,
my good man?
Hey
what's going,
Carlos,
what's
can
going
you
on,
talk a
bro? How
little
are you
bit
guys
about
doing?
huh?
Oh
He
yeah,
said,
he's
"How
not
you
doing
doing,
tonight.
Brandon?"
Oh,
I'm doing good, brother.
Hey, so earlier you were talking about that free deal on that backhaul, right?
Yeah.
Would you like
What
would
back
you
call?
like to hear
Oh, the back haul on
would you like
Dish.
to hear the I cannot deny or confirm, but I can give you a mystical number,
Oh.
that could be around. So what they're paying monthly.
What?
How does 2,800 per site sound?
What?
Like around 2,800
Sounds fine to
a
me.
month.
Wow.
wow.
Um,
For 10
if
gigs
it was
sounds good to
around
me.
that, that's pretty cheap, right?
That's a very affordable backhaul, sir. At 10 gig per site.
Charlie
But
definitely got it his
that's
way.
no wherever spectrum. But I mean, it's give or take is that, like I cannot deny or confirm the exact number, but it's like around there. But
Right.
let's put it this way. But he has to sign a contract wherever Spectrum has fiber. They have to, and like wherever they're deploying, where there's a Spectrum market, they have to run the backhaul. Like that's part of the contract. So all the sites that wherever they are, they can be ran by Spectrum.
Yep.
Mm.
Sounds about
Wherever
right.
Spectrum's at,
That's a
in
good
order to get
deal.
that sweet deal.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what's funny, y'all. I was pissed that my boss made me even call the fiber guy that day. But then after I got that information off him, I was like, damn, I'm glad my boss made me call the fiber guy. Because I was mad, bro. I didn't want to wait for him, dude. I didn't want to wait. And then when he spilled that information, I was like, I'm glad I got to call you today.
Wow. Yo, hey, look, that sounds like a great deal. I mean, hey, more competition into the space.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why we got it at, like I mean, I cannot confirm the exact number, but it's around there. But the reason why it's so in that range is because we have variable backhaul. So with Mavenir, what it does is it'll, like, let's say you're connected to a power site, it'll say, okay, well, there's only 50 users on it, so it'll keep it at a 300 meg backhaul. Like it'll keep it running at 300 meg. Like, why do you need 10 gig running when there's only 30 people on the site, give or take, Like, but then once you start seeing those people consuming a lot more data than 300 and up, it'll bump it up to 500. And then from 500 1 gig, then 1 gig to 5, 5 to 10. So it does it all automated depending on traffic and usage.
Well, hey, I mean, I don't think that everybody needs to be access to 10 gigs at one time. So, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, here's the thing. Right
exactly.
now, I
So
don't think that everybody
But,
needs to get access to 1 gig at one time.
but what's even
Hey,
funny, Carlos, is that the guy told me that there's some new Verizon sites that didn't even do 10 gigs.
dang.
Did you hear that part?
I don't. Well, a lot. The thing is that traditional carriers, I think the reason why standalone is very important. It plays a big role because then you can run software like Mavenir, like how what we run, and you can control you can set the code in the program, and then it'll literally, bump up the backhaul, turn it back down when it's not needed. Does it all automated? Right now, traditional carriers have to bump it up. Like they literally physically have to have to send the crew out to the site, do any like bump up, bump down, whatever they got to do to it.
But that falls underneath traditional utilization, right? So if your utilization at a site is not higher than 30%, there's no need to give it all the beans,
Yeah,
right?
but the going to deploy C-band on the site, you might as well give it enough to at least use the spectrum. That's it.
No, no, and I agree, but
That
I'm just saying
that way
like,
you don't have people running around going, "Oh, this sucks," and it ain't that. They go, "Oh, but this supposed to do this much." That's bad for your image.
well, okay, so when more people start downloading speedtest.net and then they do a download test, like you said when you was with your friend on AT&T, he was seeing 60, and then all of a sudden you whipped out your phone and got 600. Those are some eye popping differences.
Yeah, people notice that. Even but guess what's the most important part about that whole thing?
What's that?
He's still happy with his service. It didn't matter that I could get 600,
That's true.
which is why I always say those numbers are cool, but they don't matter overall.
But you know what? But my question is this: is what's going to be the next breakout utilization tool that's going to make people have to change their cell phone plan? Because that look, the gigabit speeds on these devices are able to be done now, but there's nothing really taking advantage of it. And the only thing that comes close to even having to take advantage of it is cloud
Home
gaming.
internet. Well,
Oh, home internet too.
home internet's the main thing, but cloud gaming really ain't that heavy on the network.
Well, but it is heavy in traditional sense of constant coverage.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
constant, you have to have like perfect
Constant coverage.
handoffs.
You're, you're correct on constant handoff,
Yes.
but a lot of these cloud gaming servers, bro. So like when you guys are talking about, oh yeah, I'm getting 10 ping. So, okay, that's great that you're getting 10 ping, but the servers that you're connecting to, like your gaming servers, at Activision or whatever company it is, the lowest you're going to get is 60. And that's if you have a server that's nearby you, 50, 60. So, it doesn't matter that you're getting 10, you're not going to get to 10 if the servers that you're connecting to don't have the
Yeah,
capability to
but here's the
utilize
thing.
that.
But here's
Correct.
the thing. In the traditional like first person shooter, 60 ping is not bad, but when it comes to cloud gaming, you can't have anything higher than 20.
But here's the thing, Keon. You in your world, you think of somebody traveling 70 mile an hour on a highway cloud gaming.
Yeah, I see
But
somebody
it's just
literally sitting. Let's say like
yeah, but
you're
that's what
sitting on the bus. You sit on
but
the bus going to New York, right?
yeah,
And
that's
you
what percent of people.
it's not a lot of people right now.
Which is why it doesn't matter. That's why I was saying it's like most people who are cloud gaming ain't really cloud gaming on the go. I guarantee you, if you were to go down and have a freaking survey and say, when's the last time you cloud gaming while going this many? Most let's be real too. Most people who are cloud gaming are older people who got money. It ain't the kid in the
Bro,
back seat in the car.
That's true.
He's playing
cloud
games on his
gaming,
damn iPad. He ain't even playing serious games. He playing some BS
Yeah,
phone
he's
mobile
playing.
game.
no, Rainer, what do you think cloud gaming is like? What, maybe 3%, 5%
Yeah,
max?
But here's the
yeah,
thing: the cell phone carriers have already started talking about it. I mean,
yeah. I know that,
AT
but
and
they're
T.
still. But I guarantee you, Keon, they not talking about it at 70 mile an hour. They're talking about that guy who's sitting at the coffee shop sitting still. They
True.
ain't
Yo,
talking about the dude on the highway.
Yo, they talk about everything, brother. Look, like I said, this bear shitting with the wipe his ass with a fluffy right wrap. The day that happens, I will believe everything the carrier says.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
gosh, what was the rabbit have to be fluffy and white?
Yeah, that's like
That,
for instance, Keon,
that's right, it does.
whenever you go to New York on the train, you're
Yeah,
gonna be actually test cloud gaming while moving.
yeah.
Most people ain't doing that though. Most people are just away from home, not actively moving. They're just away from home cloud game.
I understand that. Hey, look.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm the canary in the coal mine, trying to show what's really good coming down the pipe.
Yeah, but then we all so I'm you do you know whenever that cloud gaming argument you have is gonna be valid? When
Well,
everybody's in a self-driving car.
that's true.
Because last time I checked, you ain't playing the cloud game while you running 70 on the highway.
No,
You
I'm
ain't
not. To
ah,
say something. Look. As an Uber driver, it's highly unsafe for me to have something flickering in front of me. People be like, people already be looking at my phone sitting on my dash. Is that the new phone? I know you looking. I know that you looking to see if I'm distracted.
that's what I'm saying. It's like if I say this whole moving on the highway clock game is not realistic. I ain't saying you can't do it. I'm saying nobody is really doing it consistently for it to matter that much.
Right, but I'm
Most
just
people are
saying that.
stopping somewhere for a while, and while they're waiting, they're going to cloud game.
But
That's it.
my question to everybody here is what what is out today right now that is utilizing 1 gig now?
Only home internet. That's what, like I
Right.
just
Well,
said.
hey, the
Yeah.
home internet. That's it.
And what are they all
And,
trying to
and
do?
not even
Home internet.
not even that, bro. If you
Not
think
even
about
that.
it,
No. But I'm saying
yeah.
that's the only one that
I,
can. That's the only one that can. I didn't say does. I said can.
but out of that 1 gig, bro, the only time you're gonna use that full 1 gig speed is if you're literally bit torrenting, bro, or
Or
downloading massive ass
down,
crap. That's it.
downloading a game. That's it. Which is the
True.
argument I used to
And
use.
not every game either. You gotta remember
Well,
that.
yeah,
Though,
oh
Raven.
yeah, I
Not
know.
every game.
But say you download Call
It
of Duty,
depends on the server.
it's 120 gigs plus an 80 gig freaking update. Okay, guess what
Oh
though?
yeah.
You're gonna do that what once a month? max
Yep.
Yeah.
on that.
And it all depends if that game server can support the 1 gig
Oh yeah,
too.
like if you're on Steam or you're on BattleNet, they can. But
Yep.
my but that's why people should tell me all the time: is it worth me getting the higher speed, right? And I would say, well, why do you think you need the higher speed? Oh, because I game. I go, what do you mean? Well, when I'm gaming, I need the best speed. I'm like, you mean ping? Guess what? Ping don't change when you update your speed. I said, I'm gonna tell you what. If you really want to pay that extra 40 or $60 a month, I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna get for it. That once a month when you download an update, that update's gonna be a few minutes faster. Is that worth the extra money? And most of them would say,
No.
no, no. That's it. That takes the Call of Duty on gig for the Vanguard. It takes about 6 minutes on gig to download. On 200 meg, it takes 15.
Now
Most people can go take a shit and make a sandwich in that time. It ain't.
okay.
Dang.
No radio from your connection. How many people, like in the company that you have connections with on Spectrum? How many people in your market are really buying the 1 gig service instead of buying, let's say, like a traditional 500 meg bundle or whatever your middle bundle is?
It's probably 1 out of 10.
So 1 out of
They
every
didn't
10
ask
people buy
for
the
it.
1 gig.
And look, Carlos, they didn't ask for it. They were upsold to it.
There you go.
Mm. Which means that it was cheaper for you to give it to them than to keep them at the lower end.
Well, no, it's
No,
just to make more
no
money. That's
radio.
how they upsell people. If they hear the keyword gaming, they just start the whole marketing jab at you. Oh, you game? Yeah, you might want to get the higher speed tier. You got a family in the house and they're watching Netflix stuff, and you're over there trying to play your game.
Mm.
No radio. Remember, Shay was saying that he was watching this one YouTuber, and he was saying that AT&T says you need a gig for 2 streams or 3 streams.
Exactly. It's marketing gimmick. Sale.
Wow.
Yep.
And you know what's so funny, radio? We're talking about it the other day how ISP will oversell you something that you don't need.
They do every time.
Exactly.
Every time.
Bro, you want to know what's funny, bro? So with my CenturyLink DSL in my house, all right, I could watch 3 TVs in 4K and still do my stuff, and it does not hiccup. But
Exactly.
of course,
Yeah.
but of course, where I live, CenturyLink takes care of their DSL. Here in the Southwest, I get like 10, 15 ping on DSL.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. Everybody gets sold more than they need, man. To be realistic, the average household will for quite a while need. If you can get 300 symmetrical, you are in the Goldilocks zone of all service you can sign up for. If you can get 300 symmetrical, that means you can make the streamer in your house half happy. No, he would like to upload his YouTube video a little faster, but does it really change his life? No, not to have the gig. No.
No, he'll just
Well,
wait till
Because
everybody go to
because
sleep at
you
night to take advantage.
because
That's what he'll do.
Yeah, at some point
because you
it's just cool points at some point. Just like I said, the difference in time that it takes to upload that file is the time it takes you to go take a piss most of the
yeah.
time.
And YouTube only it caps at 150 meg upload speed, anyways. So it doesn't even matter.
Mm.
That's what I be talking about. I just say to people like, hey, did you know that time when you hit download? Hey, yeah, go make a sandwich, take a piss. That's the amount of time you're gonna save on your downloaded file. You might want to speak to your family while you're at it. How about that? Say hey to the wife.
Hey, honey. How
Tell
you
you,
doing? How was your day today?
take a look at your
That'll
homework.
kill the time.
These God, do something other than stare at the screen. How about that?
Oh man.
They're over here like my upload's taking too long. It's taking all my time. I'm like, bro, it sounds like all your time goes into that upload.
Oh God. Yo, so hey, so I got a question to ask y'all. Okay, so here you go. I know that I mentioned this a couple of times to No Radio, and he said when he'll never get one until they've gotten better. Well, do you think now it's that time?
What?
For what?
Nope. Still don't want it.
Do
I'm
you-
good. Still don't want it.
okay. So here's the thing.
Better yet,
But
I'll tell you what, Keon. I'll tell you what. I'll
what?
take it, but ain't no point in me getting a cellular plan on it.
Well, I had okay. So here you go. So when I got my Fold 4, well, when they did the announcement, I got the Fold 4, I got the earbuds, and I got the watch. Okay, I'm wearing the watch right now, but it's not. I did not get the cellular one. It's just straight Bluetooth Wi-Fi. But in this article on Phone Reader, they were talking about how Samsung is actually outpacing Apple in the smartwatch game now. Now there's a whole there's still a world champ, but it's not Apple or Samsung. But the article goes into basically saying that Samsung is catching up and catching up fast. Like I think they took a lot of market share within the last quarter from Apple because of the how popular smartwatches are starting to become. So have we hit smartwatch? Have we hit smartwatch parity right now? Are people really starting to want to do
Well,
this?
bro,
What's
I
up?
paid. I have the Apple smartwatch, bro, and I even forget to take my watch with me, like
There you
eighty
go.
percent of the time.
He sounds like me.
80% of the time, I
And
forget
you
it in
know
the
what,
charger.
dude? That's one of the reasons why I've never wanted a freaking watch.
Yeah,
Because I don't want to have to carry it somewhere, and then I gotta worry that it's gonna die, and then it's just
yeah,
literally.
it's a cool idea, but when you actually use it, you realize how useless it becomes.
But it's becoming
I
more
mean,
useful. I
Meaning,
mean, like,
but the
like this,
battery dies too fast.
you leave your smartphone. How do you feel?
oh dog, you feel naked.
Do you feel? But I'm gonna guarantee you, ain't nobody really naked about that watch, dog.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing: it's becoming like the smart devices on your body is starting to become more prevalent now. We're
I
talking
understand.
about
That's cool, but once again, that goes back to just like saying, "Hey, I could have gig speed, but do I need it? I could have a smartwatch on my wrist, but does it really improve my quality of life?" And in most people's lives, the answer is yes, but only 20% of the time.
well,
Most
Bro,
of the time, people probably only get the watches is because it looks cool, but they
It,
never use it.
yeah,
yeah,
but I
it's
Keon,
think
this is all
great battery
this is
life. You
all
know
an
why it's
upsell.
great battery life? Because they ain't using it. If you actually use it, you kill it.
Yup,
go ahead,
my
Carlos.
bro, I'm telling you this right now, Keon, like 100%, bro. The watch is an upsell, bro. Because why? Okay, so Samsung, like in the S4, S5s and shit, you can do your oxygen level and had all those sensors. Remember, you used to put your finger in the
Yeah,
back,
back and
yeah,
all
on
that.
the back of the
Why
phone,
did
but
why did they
Even the
I
take it
never
out?
S8 had that,
used it
Carlos.
though.
The S8 had it, bro.
Oh, okay,
But
I'm
the thing
sorry. So
is
up
I
to that
never
state,
used it.
but the keyboard is the phone had it and they took it out to upsell you a damn watch.
There you go.
Hmm? I mean, hey, look, I'm a
They're
little bit
gonna have to
more.
make this watch. They're gonna have to get to the point where battery tech or processor tech, they gotta get this watch to give you a legitimate 8 hours of actual use. Not it's on my wrist and I'm not really using it.
Yeah, bro. Like when I use my Apple Watch, when I actually physically use it, bro, I only get like 5 hours of full usage, six
Yep,
maybe,
that's
and
it.
that's like all my notifications going off at all times, everything, answering phone calls with it, and everything.
Now I can tell you this much: if you want to hear my short review on this, right? I get over a day. Now I still charge it. I put it on the charger when I get ready to take a shower, but I get over a day with the
But
watch on and going to sleep.
so name
So
all activities you're using it to do.
not blood pressure, because it doesn't have the thing for blood
That's
pressure.
all stuff that happens even if you don't. Like you're
Sleep.
actually, I'm talking about you're actually touching the watch and using the apps and stuff.
Oh, tap to pay at kiosks.
How many are you doing that?
Huh? Oh, actually, I do. I've been using it a lot more often now.
You got a Spotify subscription?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna need you to sign up for Spotify and then use it to play your Spotify with your earbuds
With
down.
the
Watch and
yep,
watch what
shit,
happens.
that's cool.
Spotify is actually doing 3 months free right now.
Yeah, sign
Damn,
up for it and let it and don't connect to your don't connect your Bluetooth to your phone. Connect to that watch and actually go through a day with it and
no,
watch.
but he doesn't have the cellular version.
Yeah,
The Bluetooth version,
yeah,
the
that's what I said.
Bluetooth version, I was able to last what was it, like a day and a half when I had the Apple Watch Bluetooth only. But when I got the cellular, that's a whole different beast.
See, my whole
That's
point
a,
of the watch was I don't want to take my nice expensive phone everywhere I might be going. And that's at this time I was calling the houses. I was standing in the rain. I was in dirt and dust and places. So for me, I would take my watch and just use it as the phone and my music playing device. If you actually do that with that watch, through an 8 hour workday. You will not make it.
No,
Tell
no,
you.
and I feel you on that. But I look, the
I,
thing
I'd
is,
rather have my
it's
phone
the
in my pocket.
but it's the passive stuff. Like how I look at it is,
I can
it's
get that
like,
with a Fitbit.
but look, man, I had a Fitbit. I hated that thing.
Yeah, but it does all the stuff you talking about.
Well, it does some of the stuff, and then on top of that, I read an article earlier talking about how like Fitbit was having trouble up like synchronizing, and then like the Fitbit Pay is getting ready to go out the door because Google's probably gonna ask that. So I'm just like, yo, Fitbit's getting ready to go through a paradigm shift also.
Yeah, I do say watches have a place. It's just our current iterations of it can't hold up to actual use. If you only use it for health tracking and stuff, that's fine and dandy. But don't give me Spotify, but I'm gonna kill my battery in 4 hours.
Yeah,
But
It's
I
time.
mean, most people I know that have those watches, they those watches, they all they look at is their notifications when they're in a meeting, they're at work, or they look at how much they've walked their health, and that's it. They don't sit there for 5 minutes to look at their emails and text messages and stuff like that.
Which to me is what I needed to do. I needed to replace my phone when I'm not carrying my phone, and it can't. And that's my reason why I can't have it.
Yeah.
It can't replace the phone yet. So for me, it's not 100% usable. I'll just put my phone in my pocket.
hmm. I mean, I'm liking it. I mean, compared to the Fitbit I had,
Oh yeah,
this is way better than the Fitbit, and
I,
I'm finding more use cases for it. Now, granted, yeah, I'm not doing the streaming off my watch to my earbuds. Yes, I'm
because
not
remember the
doing
whole
that.
argument was, hey, you take off running, just take your watch. You can leave your phone safe at home because you got on whatever clothes you got on. It's going to be a pain to have all that stuff on you. And I agree.
Right,
But if you actually use that watch with all the features, that's like if somebody told me, hey, here's the new iPhone. It'll give you all day battery life long as you don't play Spotify for 4 hours. Long as you don't, actually text people back or make phone calls throughout the day only on it.
right. Mm.
That's my problem.
I mean, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm seeing like from 100%. Like if I let it charge before I go to work until I charge it again the next day, it goes from 100% to like 75. But that's like I said, that's just with sparse use. I mean, I have it on my
Yeah,
wrist.
you
I
have to go. What I'm saying is, if you actually use the features, you got to go out of your way not to use them to get that kind of battery life, and that's what I don't want to do. I don't want if I'm leaving my phone because I'm doing something, I don't want to sacrifice what I can do. That's all. That's all I'm
no,
saying.
I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
granted,
all.
I do have the Pro, which has the bigger battery in too.
Yeah,
So
but I do believe the day is coming. The day is coming. It just ain't here yet.
so
Oh,
so
oh
so
gosh,
another so
send me to Samsung.
another year without no radio with a watch. All right.
I got to watch, and I don't use it. I'm just like Carlos. I was leaving it 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Watch.
Hey Adam, and you know what's crazy is I pay for the damn service too, bro.
Exactly.
Oh
I was
no.
too. I was paying for the service, and I realized how unuseful it ended up being in the long run.
Oh,
It
that's
was
not
only
good.
cool at first, and then it was like, yeah, that was cool, but like, it ain't all that. It's one of the
The
things
only
where
reason
it sound cool, but it ain't cool when you actually doing it.
the only reason why I don't cancel it is because of my old plan plus with my military discount and my old when I used to work at Verizon, I still get my old employee discount. I only pay like $3.72 for the line. That's the only reason why I won't cancel
Yeah,
it. If not, I would have canceled it.
Hmm.
but you know what's crazy though? I think right now, for I'm gonna tell you something. You might sound crazy, but I just want y'all to hear me out. As battery tech gets better, you're going to see some of these Bluetooth earbuds start to do shit that they didn't do before,
Like
Yup.
what?
like health tracking.
Oh, that's true.
Like, yeah, I'm
That's
just telling
true.
you, and I can just
Taking
talk. I
Hey,
can
look,
say,
look.
hey, Google, how many miles did I walk today? And my damn headphones are going to tell me. You
I did.
watch.
I did a video. I did a video. A solo. I did a solo video talking about like because now that you can have hearing aids across over the counter, which means
Yeah,
that you don't have to have
yeah.
a
bought
prescription.
some stock. I just bought some stock.
So look,
Oh,
so
okay.
because now that opens up like those type of wearables becoming medical devices on the
Yeah,
side.
that's why I say some of this stuff's gonna be getting replaced before it ever gets to really peak.
Hmm.
There's more stuff coming through the pipeline. Just like I said, what we
Yeah.
know on today might not be what a phone is in 20 years. It might just be the damn Bluetooth earbuds and a damn, and you can damn pull up your images in the damn air in front of you. We don't know. We don't know what's coming.
Hmm.
Watches are cool. I ain't saying they ain't. It's just that they got a little way to go before they really are life changing.
Yeah.
I mean, but you still don't see them having any coming any closer than what they are right now, right?
I didn't say that. I'm saying what we have now is not ready. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's it. I'm not
Mm.
saying there ain't no
bro.
watch.
If
I'm
I
saying
if I
current
need to
watch
if
we
I need
have
to track
are
my so like let's say we all go out on the walk and I need to track my steps, bro. All I gotta do is take my OnePlus. It can track steps.
the damn iPhone can track it now. Remember, Apple added all that back in iOS 16.
Hmm.
Exactly. So it's like
The
not
phone,
not
my phone tracks my steps now. My iPhone 13 Pro Max with the beta, it tracks my steps and shit now.
Dang.
It already
so that's
does.
what I'm saying. The Galaxy does too on the Android 13 beta right now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hmm.
Help tracking on the phone, sir.
So that's what I'm saying, bro. Like the watch had its time to evolutionize, but they let it slip so far off, bro, that
But I think
to,
that battery
to have
tech,
a make
but I think that battery tech is now just starting to catch up to the functionality.
Exactly.
Before, I mean, like, understand you basically put a the size of a battery the size of a regular watch battery in, and trying to run like multiple apps and stuff, and it was
Exactly.
sucking that battery away. So now you're starting to get like battery tech has gotten more robust. They're able to cram more battery into a smaller spot. The
Uh,
tech has gotten a little bit better. So I
that's
mean,
just
Keon.
you're making the same argument as the electric cars.
Let's put it this way. This I'm gonna use no radios an example for him. So
yeah,
like okay, the first Galaxy Watch that came out, beautiful fucking beautiful watch, bro. I love that watch. I still have mine to this day because honestly, I take it when I go to discreet places and I
uh
need
huh,
a camera. I take it with me, bro, because it had a camera on the wristband. You feel me? For like, imagine a person like No Radio that decides to crawl under the house, bro. He could literally put his arm under real quick with the camera and check with his phone to make sure everything's clear, like there's no spiders, no webs and shit like that before he goes in. Like that to me, a watch is revolutionary and a game changer. The
right,
watches right now is just like having a regular watch in a way, just with a little bit of extra perks. Now, the first Galaxy Watch was a game changer. To me, that was the game changer. That's
Hey,
how watches
damn
should
camera
have
off.
went and
That's
progressed.
annoying. I agree. Took the damn cameras off.
hey man. Hey, look, I think the cameras are gonna come back. Hey, look,
Oh, they have to.
with all the little knickknacks, paddywhacks, and give a dog a bone they put on these watches now, they're gonna be coming back.
All I'm saying is this: whenever Samsung or Apple can tell me, look, even if you play Spotify with your Bluetooth earbuds, we guarantee you 8 hours of use.
Mm,
Even I mean, running that app 8 hours. I'm in the boat. I'm in the boat. Then that's the day I'm in the boat. I can literally leave my phone in my truck all day and ain't got to worry about taking it out in the elements and possibly dropping it from 45 feet in the damn air. I'm in the boat.
yeah.
I can join a Google Meet with you guys from the watch using my Bluetooth earbuds. I'm in the boat. I ain't in the
Bro,
boat.
honestly, the camera needs to come back on the watch because
Yeah, it does.
that's what made the watch kind of game changer, bro. Like I said, bro, I still use that. I still got that Galaxy Watch, bro. I
I
still
got
got it.
Mm.
I think the Series 4 Galaxy Watch.
No,
No,
because
that was the first.
no,
That was the first
that was
one.
the
That was the
first
first
one
one.
ran Tizen.
Series 4. I don't got the first. I got the Series like 4. That's what I have.
Oh, I got the OG, bro.
Hey,
The
look, the
The
OG
first
other
of
one
the
one,
came out.
OG.
the first one ran Tizen on it, and
Yeah.
Well, the other ones do too.
well, not the four and the five.
The Series 4, yes.
No, they updated it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it came out with Tizen.
Oh yeah, it came out with
Yeah.
Tizen, but it
Oh,
did.
you don't tell me. I got to
Hey,
watch. My wife got one too, and neither one of us use it.
oh Lord, me and my
Making
wife
it.
got look, me and my wife got one, the Pro 5, the 5 Pro or whatever, and I've been using mine a whole lot more. I mean, granted, I look because I stay stagnant and I need to try to figure out a way to move more. So that's one
Yeah.
reason why like I get out of the car, I start walking around my vehicle and stuff, so I could track my steps more. But
Well,
I'm down with the health tracking part, but that's the only perk I get.
exactly, bro. Like, and that's and your phones now can do it, bro. And what's the point of the watch if the phone can do it? The phone need, I mean, the watch needs to bring revolutionary stuff back, like No Radio said. First, the battery, because that's important. Two, like a camera, bro, on the wristwatch, on the band, bro. Bro, if it has that, bro, you know how much more the watch will involve
do you know how much
if
that
they
watch will
brought
end
that
up
back,
costing? Like
bro.
it's
That's
not
all,
gonna be
bro. That
a
watch.
$500. It's gonna be more than a $500
It
watch at
was,
that
bro.
point.
It was 499 when they had. Well, no, it was no, it was four
I'll tell
twenty
you.
nine when they came, that one with the camera.
I'll tell
It
you
was
right now. T-Mobile was giving away buy one get one. What you talking about?
exactly
Oof,
when that watch came out, the first one,
oof.
bro, with the
Even the,
camera.
and mine is actually the Watch 3, not the 4. In the Watch 3, I did buy one get one, and I didn't even have to pay for the second line. The line was free,
Man,
and we just didn't use them. We really just didn't use the watches, bro. They, like I said, they were cool for the first month or two, and after a while, you just like, oh damn, I didn't wear my watch today. You didn't even realize you didn't have it on. That's how much it didn't matter.
I
Oh,
understand.
If you leave the house and hours later, you go, oh shit, I didn't get my watch.
yup,
That's how useful it was.
yep. That's how it be too, bro. It'll
Dang.
be like 2 3 hours later, bro, and then I'm looking at my wrist. I'm like, damn, did I lose the watch? I
No,
thought I lost
bro,
it, bro. And then I go to the app, bro, to find my iPhone, and then I see it's at the house. I'm like, oh shit.
bro, you know what my wife did, Keon? My
What you
wife
do?
had 4 smartwatches. You know what she did? She had that Samsung nice watch. You know what she did? She started wearing her damn Michael Kors smartwatch instead because the battery was better.
Wait. Michael Scores did an Android version too.
But hers wasn't even the Android version, and it
Oh
still had better
God.
battery life. It did all the health tracking just like she wanted.
And you know what's crazy too, Keon, is
Yeah.
like my wife has the Watch 4 and the Galaxy one, and she has the Versa 3. She uses the Versa 3 way more because
Yep,
she goes like 2 weeks without charging the battery,
yep.
and she uses it every day, every single day, playing her music out of it, all that shit, bro. And the nice thing is that it plays nice with both Android because she uses both Android and iOS. It plays nice with both.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But two
I
weeks,
understand
bro.
that. Hey, look, my Fitbit Charge 4 went 7 days without a
Hmm.
charge. So,
And the
All
four
this
has a smaller battery. That's
health
what
track,
I'm saying, bro.
that Fitbit sound like a better deal to me.
but granted, but here's the thing: that Fitbit didn't do anything except Fitbit stuff. It didn't
But
do Bluetooth.
Everything
but the
you
no
name
the Versa,
is Fitbit
because you
stuff.
did you didn't get the Versa 2 or 3. You got to get the Versa series. The Versa series is the same as having to get the Android smartwatch, bro. It has all the same. You can link your Samsung Pay to it because my wife has hers and Apple Pay. You can link what else? The damn Apple Music, the Spotify. You can do all that, bro. She can read text messages, reply to them on the watch, everything.
Well, hey,
You got to
look,
get the Versa
Oh,
series.
when
149.
look when next year when the next one comes around and I'm looking at this watch on my wrist and I'm like if I feel underwhelmed I'm probably gonna have to go the Fitbit route at that time because right now like I've been actually waiting to see what Google wants to do with their own smartwatch because Google bought Fitbit
I know, bro. So
but
hopefully,
they haven't done nothing with it.
I know, bro. It's ridiculous, bro. Like it's just like how they did with Waze, bro. They bought Waze out, bro. And what do people still use the
Bro,
most?
Waze,
Waze.
bro, they bought Waze so Facebook wouldn't get it. That's what they did. They're like,
This is
if
the reason
Facebook
why
got
Waze
Waze, it would have been over. It would look.
integrate all that Waze stuff into Google Maps, and Waze was so popular they couldn't even get rid of it.
That's true.
And now it ways they actually opened up their own rideshare program where you
Oh,
can actually sign up as a driver.
actually, there's some bad news on that. They're canceling their carpool. They're canceling their version
Oh,
of carpooling. I read an article yesterday about it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
because I use it, bro. Sometimes like I'll turn it on, and then it helps people, when they're around. Like let's say if it's on my way home or something, somebody's right there, bro, and they're going the same route I am. Then
uh-huh.
sometimes I'll help people, bro. Why not?
No, I
And
feel you.
then make a quick extra. They tip me $10, donation. Like fuck it,
Right.
$10, bro, and we're going the same way. Like it's a no brainer.
Hey, look. So I got one more story, and I'm not gonna hold y'all up, okay? But I want to hear what y'all opinion is on this last story. All right. So, and here you go. What do you expect from the Apple iPhone 14 event?
Um, I'm under NDA. I cannot talk about this.
Damn. Damn. All right. So we can't talk to Carlos about it. So, no radio. How do you feel? What do you think is about to go down?
I don't think nothing about to go down. To be honest, well, don't take it back. I got to make sure I preface this. I don't think nothing that I care about is going to go down, but I hope Apple has something revolutionary to announce. I hope because it's about time. It's about
Well,
time.
I mean, it can't be a USB-C charger. That's not slated
Oh, we
until the
know
iPhone
that. That
15.
wouldn't be revolutionary. That would just be catching up. That wouldn't be revolutionary. Well, I'm just saying is I hope they got something. That's all I'm saying. Am I excited about it? Eh, worst case, I might have buyer's remorse. Worst case,
I mean, you did go out and buy the
13.
13.
I might have buyer's remorse, but odds are I won't.
Mm. Well, you'll
Uh,
just trade it in, won't you?
I can, but I'm on. But it's only worth the trade if I'm really gaining something that I need. So, I mean, I don't know, bro. I know this. I mean, here's the thing, though. Apple users historically, from what I've seen, are not really waiting on features. Because if they were waiting on features, they wouldn't be Apple users in the first place.
Uh
So
huh.
I don't see anything. Other, here's the other thing too, though. The way the internet now is now, we see so much, like leaks about stuff that it kind of removes the excitement. If there was something, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. The leaks
Now,
come along.
I got a little birdie said that they are going to probably end up supporting sat bands in the 12 gigahertz range.
Well, they should, but I wouldn't call that revolutionary either.
I can that part I can speak on. So the rumors are is I mean, of course, the rumors have been around. So if you saw how you have, iOS beta, what is it, the beta 16 right now?
Yep.
So with that, when you go in an area that has no service, there's a thing that pops up on your phone that says SOS.
Uh huh.
Well, what SOS? What what we're trying to do at Dish is we're trying to utilize the SOS feature with the N53 to be able to give you to be able to have service in the dead zones, like where nobody has service at all. So that Dish has actually been working on that for the last 2 years.
Well, that's good. I mean,
We
look,
should
actual
we should see more play with
in
that
an
on the.
actual SOS that actually works. I mean, come on, that's huge.
Said ain't gonna search for Tinder and find something.
No, it'll. I mean, it should be good. It should be good. That's all I can talk about that.
Oh
I
yeah.
understand.
That's all I can say about that.
I mean, for me though, I'll be most excited the smaller that damn notch is.
Look, my
And while saying that, if you use well, at least the 13 notch is not so bad as it is. So will that be game changer if they were to get that notch smaller? No,
Now, what if
no.
let me I can talk about certain parts like this. So I'm gonna throw a wild card at you. So like let's just say that notch, that one that we've been seeing from John Prosser,
Uh huh.
the schematics, thanks to him, for showing us that shit. But what happens if that pill style, how do you call it, notch, it blends in with the screen, so when you're watching a video, it's
It's
not there.
So
it's
you're
still
basically saying
it's still not game
what they're doing on
changer.
my fold, they're gonna be doing on the iPhone.
That's
I'm
just
just no, I don't know. I'm just throwing a guess there,
well,
like a
I'm saying
wild card.
Yeah.
that's great. Like there'll be one less thing we can pick at Apple about, but it's still not game changer.
I mean, with the forehead being gone, I mean that changes something.
Not really because the other phones already got rid of it.
Well, I'm talking about other phones got rid of
It-
it. We're talking about
What you're
Apple
what
finally
you're,
getting
what
rid
you're
of it.
talking about is removing pain points that don't exist elsewhere. I can't call that game changing. That is game blending.
What if battery optimization is to the point that, or if you have, like, let's say you did have, let's say the iPhone 14 Pro Max is released right now, we had it in our hands right now. What if you were able to get on a standalone 5G connection, like AKA Dish or something? You're able to get like using it normal too, watching your YouTube videos, maybe watching an episode of Netflix, of some, and you're texting, you're calling, being on stuff like this. Let's say you can get a day and a half to almost 2 days worth of battery before you charge. Now, would that be a game changer on
Yes,
the
Yeah,
battery part?
a day and a half game changer.
that'll be good. Yeah.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
biggest gripe is how okay. So this is just
Okay,
now. This would be
they
just
put
me
30-watt
being.
charging in there. I'll call Apple. I'll call Apple amazing. They put 30-watt.
That's not gonna happen.
We don't know.
That's not gonna happen,
What
We don't
man.
know.
what if it can support 45 watts?
That's I'll call them
Then that
game
would be
changer.
game changing.
Yeah.
But I look,
Yeah,
my thing is
those are our hopes.
they've been only doing 15 watts for the last handful of
Well,
generations.
they're at
No,
20
no, no,
watts right.
they're at 20.
They're
They're
at
at
20
20.
right now,
Okay.
which puts them about 6 years behind. But it's still better than what we had.
But this is another thing though. What a lot of people don't understand when it comes to Apple. So I use like a 30 watt. What is it? The 30 watt from the iPad.
Yeah.
The USB C to Lightning. And with that charger, so when I use the 20 watt one, it takes me about, on my 13 Pro, it'll take me about an hour and 10 minutes to charge from 10%. But when I use the 30 watt, I can charge the phone in about 45 minutes with
Hey,
the same
the
percentage.
question: Does
But
your
here's the
phone
thing, though,
heat
Carlos.
up?
Here's the thing though. The battery is
Yeah,
also smaller. So if you do the math and you compare it to the other battery sizes that are being charged in the same amount of time, it's still slower overall, but it's still an improvement for Apple.
yeah.
Yeah, if I
That's
can
what we're
charge a
talking.
5,000 milliamp hour battery in 45 minutes, you charging a 3,200 ain't impressive anymore, or a 3,800, it's not impressive.
But
It's still
but
slower,
the pro.
but if you get better, if you can get the same or better battery life, then all is null and void.
Yeah, it'll be equivalent or better,
Yeah,
either one.
exactly. So with the 13 Pro Max, I'm actually using a Samsung charger. It can do 60, 45, 25, 50. It can do all of it. It charges fast enough for it not to be a pain point. Even if it's only 20 watts, because of the smaller battery, it's not a pain point.
Right.
You know, you gotta. So this is what I've noticed, and this is the part that's really messed up, guys. Is when I tried using my Samsung, the 45 2.0 charger, and I tried using that,
That
and it
I'm,
still
I'm
takes about an hour.
I'm actually using a PD charger that supports every charging range. I'm not using a 45 watt. I'm
See,
using the
but when I
charger that can. It's actually certified by Apple too, which is hilarious. But it actually can charge at exactly the 20 watts for Apple. It's power. So power delivery is not Apple. It's not an Apple thing. Apple actually supporting power delivery. So if you have a charger that can exactly do the 20 watts, it actually charges just as fast as any Apple charger. It really does. And I
but you
I,
know what's
I would buy
you
you
know
one to prove it to you. It
but
does.
Nah.
you know what's crazy? No radio is I shit you not, bro. Like I used the 30 watt iPad one, from Apple, and I notice about a 10 to 15 minute decrease in charging time versus using the 45 watt Samsung one, bro. And they both
But
have
I'm
PD,
not using a 45-watt one though.
but
Mm.
So
I noticed that
if,
one.
if you look in the specs, right? If you actually look at the specs of
Yeah.
the 45-watt charger, all these chargers have different modes. That 45-watt one doesn't support all the modes.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you
Oh, okay,
actually get
okay. That makes sense.
yeah, if you actually look on the side of the charger on the Samsung one, it tells you every mode it supports. It doesn't support the
Oh,
one for Apple, so odds are what it's doing is dropping all the way to 15 probably when you're actually charging with it.
oh, okay,
So,
okay.
so
That makes sense.
yeah, the one I got has one port that maxes at 15, which is the USB-A port. The middle port maxes at 25, and the top port maxes at 60 watts.
Mm.
But if you look at the modes it charges in, it actually does an exact 20 watt. It actually does an exact 30 watt, an exact 45. It does multiple modes. If you use a charger that doesn't support those modes, then the phone is going to keep fighting the charger to limit it. And
Oh, okay.
that's why having the charger that supports multiple modes is more important than how many watts it can do total. It
Right.
doesn't matter if
That
that charger
that ability to charge at different ranges is a whole lot better than just constant 20 watts. Period.
yeah, that's why I say you'd be surprised. You really be surprised. Because I had an off-brand charger that does 60 watts, but it didn't support all the modes. There was no exact 20-watt mode on that charger, and I got the same results you're talking about, Carlos. It didn't charge it as fast as the newest Samsung 60-watt charger.
Now,
Yeah.
how about this? So I think that I was talking to some people about the next iPhone coming out, right? And the question was this: coming up to the fact that Apple might be getting ready to try to float their own chip into their market, into the marketplace. Do you see them staggering their chipset with the 14? They
What do you
probably
mean by float their own chip into the marketplace? What do you mean?
so we all know that they've been trying to get rid of Qualcomm, right?
Oh, we talking about on the modem
On the
side.
modem side. So to
Oh,
to
God.
to so they ran the problem at hand was
You mean
early.
Intel? It's Intel
Well,
with an
Intel.
Apple logo on it.
Put lipstick on a pig is still a pig. But the issue was if you sit up here and you bought like an iPhone 12 Pro Max or whatever at the time that the Intel chips were in there, and you put it up against the Qualcomm one, you it's difficult to write off the fact that, oh well, that phone is not as good as the other phone, so you bought an inferior product. But what if they stagger it? So as you go up the ladder, right? You got a Qualcomm
Okay.
chip. You got a Qualcomm chip at the
Oh
top,
no, not
but
this.
you
Not
on the
this.
low end you got the Apple modem quote Intel
Oh,
chip with the
they shouldn't do
lipstick.
this. I don't think Apple would do this.
I think they
I
would.
don't.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
don't
too.
think.
I
Everybody
think
wants.
they
No.
would.
Everybody knows that the more complicated you make the product line, it actually ends up costing you more money, not less.
But here's the thing: it's about phasing out Qualcomm. It's the same
Yeah, but
thing.
it complicates the manufacturing process. Why would you have
Mhm.
multiple? This is where Apple wins in things. They give you the same chip, whether you get the damn mini or the regular or the
Even
Max
the SE.
chip, even the SE,
Right.
because it makes manufacturing cheaper. Meaning, it is better. It's cheaper for them to give you the better product than to complicate it by trying to squeeze out dollars from all these other products.
But here's the thing: at what where is the Rosetta Stone
They
moment
don't
for
need a Rosetta.
iPhones?
They need to
No, no.
perfect their chip first and then release it on mass. They don't need to stagger a shitty chip in just because they can save $1. And that's if they
Yeah.
can save that dollar. I don't think Apple would do that. I honestly don't.
I don't know,
I don't.
man.
I don't think they'll pull a Samsung and put a freaking. I don't think they'll pull a Samsung. I just don't.
No,
I'm just
I don't see it either, bro.
I'm just look.
Look, remember,
The reason why I
Keon. This is
say
the same reason why Tesla was talking about putting every feature in every car because it would make manufacturing easier.
that's
The
true.
same
And then
reason.
you activate it as
You
you purchase
activate
whatever
it.
you need. You
Exactly.
know.
That means they get one assembly line and they actually save money on the back end versus trying to nickel and dime you out of every single submodel. It actually saves them time and money.
And
Makes
and
manufacturing
understand, and I
easier.
do agree with you. But there's a paradigm problem for Apple right now. is how will you ever know that your chip is good enough to go against
They
Qualcomm?
they got this in the lab already, dog.
They do,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They don't need to actually give it to the masses to find out that their chip was shit. That's why you're still getting a Qualcomm chip with the next one.
Exactly,
And
bro.
look, I'm just speculating, right? This is just sheer speculation, right? I'm just
Yeah.
saying that if it does, I get bingo. Okay? Just remember
I
that.
tell you, I tell you what, yeah. If they do it, they won't do it here.
Then
They'll do it
They'll do
somewhere
it
like
probably
India, and they'll make
or
every phone
China
in India have that chip, or China, and
or
they'll
the
make
China
every.
variant.
They won't do any different chip. They'll still do exactly what I'm talking about. They'll still keep the manufacturing process simple. And remember, places like India, they got to make the phone over there.
right.
So it doesn't complicate the damn product line because it's going to be the same phone rolled out for the entire country of India. It's
Yeah.
still going to be one assembly line. That's where they might try that. They're going to put a Samsung and put the Exynos outside the U.S.
Because hey, look, the reason why I even came up with this was because there was an article that floated around. I say about 6 months ago, talking about how Apple was going to segment like the what is it? They said they were going to have like the A15 in this. Hold on, let me look. It was going to be like the A15
Well,
chip.
chips are already overpowered anyway, so it ain't like
Yeah, so it was going to have the A15, but you will only get the A15 in the higher end, but you will still be on the
you
A14
you
on the
you know
lower
why I used
end
to have the A14? You know why?
because it's
Because
still powerful.
no, there's more to it than that. They
What?
still have them sitting in the factory ready to be put in something.
Yeah.
It's leftover stock, bro. They using people to get rid of leftover stock. What you talking
Yeah.
about?
Exactly. Recycle, baby. Recycle.
They got a bunch of chips left on the assembly line. Like, what we gonna do with it? I guess we can figure out how to stick them in the low tier phone. That's all that is. They
Yeah,
ain't gonna
just
throw them chips
recycling.
away.
But that's what I was just like when I read that article. Then we were talking about Qualcomm. I was like, yo, it wouldn't be unforeseeable at that point. If you're gonna recycle
I
or
do
you're gonna
believe Apple's gonna go to their own modem, but I think when they do it, they're gonna do the same thing they did with M1. Ain't gonna be no phase. It's gonna be drop and go.
hmm,
They didn't phase
Yeah.
in one in, did
no
they?
no no no. It was like they just went balls to the wall. Bam.
There you go. They
They
didn't
they
phase Intel in
no they went straight in.
when Mountain Lion dropped. Because I remember I bought one when Mountain Lion dropped. They went balls deep into Intel.
They went from PowerPC to Intel, then went from Intel to M1.
You know.
They Rosetta. Don't get me wrong. They Rosetta Intel in at first, but when they switched to Mountain Lion, they just yanked the goddamn knife out and let you bleed when Mountain Lion dropped.
They straight up said, "I'm going in."
I'm going in and I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna go
I'm gonna go.
hard.
Yo, man.
Yeah, I
But no,
don't think it
that's what that's just
can
kind of like that's kind of like here you go right here. It says it right here. So only pro models will get the upgrade to the A16 processor, while the
yeah.
14 and the 14 Max will
But
remain on the
remember, we're
A15.
talking about existing chips. This modem you're talking about is a non-existing production model. It's not
Right.
out.
I
Yeah.
understand. I
Different.
understand.
That means they're using proven tech in lower models, not experimental tech in lower models. There's a difference.
I understand exactly where you're coming from. I'm just saying
A14
like if you're willing
overpowered as it is.
if you're willing to, but my thing is if you're willing to do this, then I didn't see that being that far fetched down the road, right? It
I
didn't seem like a leap too
I,
far.
I don't think they want
I see what he's.
to because the
I see what
Intel.
Keon's talking about.
I see what
I
you
see
said,
what he's talking about.
but the Intel modem last time was a fucking fiasco.
Oh no, it was,
Yeah.
but it was
I don't think they want to
because
do that.
but it was
They don't
because they
want.
put the Qualcomm directly against the Intel.
So here's the
But it
deal: the
was
only
like
way you can talk shit is if you don't. Why would you give yourself? Why would you put yourself in the same position and do it again?
no 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 no. See what you
Remember,
see
the
see
whole premise of iPhone is you get the same experience just with a smaller screen.
Yeah.
That's their whole premise.
Exactly.
That's the reason why people have issue with Android. The problem with Android is when you get the cheaper variant, you get a completely cheaper variant. You don't get the same chip and the same this and that. You get a really lowered quality. Why would they go copy that now when that's been their whole argument to begin with?
And it
Hmm.
has failed for Android.
It's failed for Android. It ain't work for Samsung putting out $50 phones. Yeah, they made a bunch of sales, but it also made a bunch of people run away and go to Apple.
That is
Yeah.
true.
So now the people look at it like this, like, you know what? Before I wasn't willing to sign that 2 year or 3 year contract, to get that credit, but now I will for that SC. I'll sign the 36 month to get it for free. Why not?
You're getting the
At least
best
it's a
chip in
flagship.
the phone. Yeah.
Right.
Go out and get a Samsung A20 and tell me you get the same chip as a damn and they about to say
From
an A20 costs about as much as an SC.
Bro, if you think
Whatever
about it,
they
you got the what do you got? Adam, you got the 0 series, the 1 series, the 2 series, the 5 series,
The A
7
series.
series.
You forgot about the A.
No, that's what I'm talking about. Like
Oh,
the A
all
zero
I'm saying is
line,
this.
blue line,
Think about it like
blue
this.
line.
Think about it like this. How did we get FE phones? How did FE come into existence?
excess stock.
No, One Plus is how FE exists.
Yeah,
Because OnePlus would change their lineup all the time.
No, what I'm saying is the FE came out to the FE line of phones exists literally because of One Plus. Samsung bought out fan editions to be their own flagship killer against their own flagships.
Hey, go ahead, Carlos. What's on your mind?
He raised his hand.
Yeah, I saw. I see.
no. I'm sorry. I accidentally clicked on it when I was trying
But
to click the mute. Whoops.
Oh,
but that's why we have FEs. The FE is a almost flagship phone. That's what OnePlus was to begin with. You notice how we started getting FEs from Samsung after OnePlus?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That's why it exists. It's still a flagship chip. You get a lot of the features, and it's going to be missing something. But you ain't getting a damn Snapdragon 400 series chip.
Right.
That's the
Yeah, like
reason
it'll
why
be
we have fan editions. That's the whole reason. Because
like
there
it'll be
is,
missing like wireless charging or
it,
something that's not too heavy of a
yes.
sacrifice.
So guess what the FE was meant for? It was meant to compete with the damn SE. Isn't it funny how them names is pretty damn close? Come on.
F, FE,
Look,
SE,
look, no radio. We don't need you to be
D.
preaching up in here, man.
I'm just saying. I
It
just want
sounds
you to
like
think
you're getting
about
ready to
that.
preach the gospel.
We
Yeah.
get fan editions because of OnePlus coming in with as a flagship killer, and their whole marketing
Yeah.
was we give you the flagship chip, and we're going to give you 85% of that flagship phone with a few things missing. What did Apple do with the SE? We're going to give you 85% of the flagship phone with some things missing. And then Samsung was like, oh shit, we need something. All right, here comes the FE.
mm, you
Don't you
know.
guys miss the Galaxy Play editions? I miss
Oh,
those,
dog.
man. Those were
I
good.
wish they had them, but
With Google version.
Yeah,
The
bro.
Google 5 version.
I mean, don't get me wrong. One UI is not that bad now. One UI is okay now. It's fine.
No,
It,
it's way more
But it,
usable than it was when it was
that, look, it took
TouchWiz.
one UI to get me off OnePlus. But before one UI, I wouldn't touch a Samsung with your dick. But
Oh
oh man, we
God!
don't lie. We don't
Wow!
lie.
Wow! Wow! All right, so we're gonna switch from appendages and go towards next generation AirPods or AirPod
Well,
Pros.
I'm gonna tell you right now, they better have dual drivers, or they might as well hang it up.
yeah. Oh,
So we're talking
straight up.
about what is it?
I need a bid wolfer and a tweeter in them, or I don't even want to deal with them.
that's
No.
coming from that's coming from our resident Bluetooth
Oh,
expert.
and I need parametric EQ.
Oh shit.
To see
I
blue
can get that.
cheese.
I can go out in the market right now and get a parametric EQ on every earbud above $100.
That's true.
Now
That's
hold on. Let me
true.
ask you a question.
Get
Can
dual
you?
drive. I can only get dual drivers. Oh, Samsung don't count. Anyway, I can only get dual drivers. I can get dual drivers at $160 and up, which means
Can
my music don't get muddy, and I still get to have my bass.
Can
See,
you
when
hear the difference in lossless audio in earbuds?
I ain't talking about losses. I'm talking about regular audio sounding like shit.
I'm just saying, man.
So here's the problem: when you take a single driver, right? If you want to
Uh huh.
actually give people bass, you sacrifice your clarity, which is the point of going dual driver. So you have an independent driver taking care of your highs, and
And
your other driver for your mids and lows. So you still get a clear sound at high volume, and you don't lose bass.
right, it's how now understand. I know that Carlos and No Radio are way more into audio tech than I am. So this is just me making sure I stay in my lane. But it's the same thing that happens in like door speakers, right? You could do
Yep,
bass off of them, and then they branched off the tweeters and the mids off of from
all the component set.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically they do the same thing inside of an AirPod. Is they just break them apart.
Soundcore already does it.
Yep. Because, bro, this is the thing. So why do you think on a lot of these headphones, when you turn it up all the way to the full volume, the volume actually you decreases like
Yep,
because the reason why is because it's using the same driver to handle both things, and the driver can't handle it, so
yep.
yeah, it
They
restricts
start they
sound.
start distorting.
Yeah, you can call it that, but
Yeah, it muddies.
it's a limitation. It's a limitation in the chip that's meant to amplify the sound that's in the AirPod.
Oh, because you better believe we're gonna be headed for eight soon when we're about to have buy amp and buy driver.
Man,
They're about to start. I'm telling you, you better watch it. That's what's
It's
hey.
man.
Get you
gonna
a
be like
studio.
car audio.
They have 2 amps per speaker. One is only driving the tweeter.
Wow, that is bad when the tweeter gets his own amp.
That ain't a new thing. It's been around for like 15 years now.
Bro. Bro, like in your car audio, you wouldn't want the same amp. You wouldn't want to, let's say, branch off and do a bridge on one of your channels just to power a subwoofer and then power the speakers at the same time, bro. No, you want its own dedicated amp. It's just the same way as it works in a car audio. In car audio, to even make it more of a perfection, like AKA Audio Sun, you want to actually have and you want to have a channel that's dedicated to your tweeters, a channel dedicated to your mid, and a channel dedicated to your door woofer, so it sounds even clearer.
Right,
Yep.
man. I look. I just think that we're getting to the place where the high end is coming down to the low end. I mean, do you think that of Apple AirPods being at the low end or at the mid range low end?
On sound quality, there are okay. What is the low end though? I gotta
Oh, you know
we
for
gotta
the
define. We gotta define these things
okay,
first of
okay.
all.
What was the name of those earpods that were all the YouTubers were advertising for a while? There it was like
Don't you say that. Don't you dare
Ro-
say that crap.
the Roku or whatever it's
no,
called, that
I
bullshit.
think it's talking about R.
Don't say them damn Raycons.
Raycons, yes,
Raycon. There you go.
Those
Raycons.
Raycon,
that,
Ray Crew,
bro,
these nuts.
that's the bottom of
Ray
the
trash.
barrel, bro. Look, that's
No, that's
that.
not. Actually, it's not the bottom. That's the point. So it's not the bottom.
Hey, look, I just said something. I guess I've killed my sponsorship with Raycon. So let's proceed.
Yo, okay. So I like if you know me. I don't know if I've showed you some of my. I got a lot of earbuds. I got a crap ton.
Yeah.
Okay, I literally got like 4 different pairs of JBLs. I've got the Jaybirds. I've got the Soundcores. I've had the Sonys. I've I've had the Sennheiser. I've played with them. I've tested them pretty much all because I'm just a freaking nutcase.
Right.
The saddest thing to me is that the best pair of earbuds overall I've owned are the damn Soundcores.
Mm.
The Soundcore Liberty 3 Pros, dual driver, parametric EQ. They have decent noise canceling. They are clear as they can be. Are they the most powerful? No. But are they arguably some of the best sounding? Yes.
Yeah, they are, bro.
They're
I
160. They're 160. Okay. I've gone all the way up to the $259 Sony's. And those sound worse than Raycons.
I mean these
oh
AirPods. What is the AirPod Pros that they're talking about coming out with?
They,
They're gonna be pricey. My Pros too were averaging like 215.
the
They're on sale now for like 179.
Here's the thing: the AirPods don't sound bad unless you listen to like really complicated music. Like say you listen to like some hardcore metal or something, for instance.
Yeah.
They can't handle all those dynamic ranges without distorting or going flat. They just can't. It ends up being muffled. And then on top of that, they don't even give you an EQ to try to correct it.
Just the standard EQ, which is whatever they tune it to.
Yeah, it's just standing with a tune too, and if you agree with it, listening it, you're just stuck. Same problem for Samsung. Now, JBL, aka Harman Kardon, they have excellent earbuds, but theirs are terrible for calling.
Mm-hmm.
They're good for music, even with single drivers. They're good for music. They're terrible for freaking phone calls. And I'm talking about the TWS Club Pros, the TWS. I own them all. The TWS 300s. I got the Club Pros, the 300s, and I've got the what's the ones? Damn, I might find the box. Hold on.
Bro,
Oh,
I ended up getting those M4s, those from Sony,
Sony's?
bro, and they don't.
Yeah,
They're
they're trash.
okay. Yeah, they're okay.
But here's the thing.
Talking, they're fine. For music, they're horrible.
But my question is it can you blend the two together? Like, is there one
Tour
set?
Pros.
Is
The
there
JBL
one?
Tour Pros. They sound good for music. They're terrible for calling.
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's like one or the other, right? Or
Well, the
can you
Soundcore is the
can we ever
closest
get to the place where
the
they
Soundcore is the closest I've had to being meeting all my criteria. The Soundcore of all things, from freaking Anchor, and I don't even like Anchor products, but them Soundcore Liberty Pro 3, they don't hit as hard as the JBLs, but man, are they clear.
Yeah, it's the truth, bro.
And
the truth for the price.
is great.
Man,
And I'm
And that's coming from
7 hours
that's
a
coming
day.
from me.
hey,
I'm a person that likes the fucking the high price shit, bro, and it's coming from a person like me, bro. And they're
Only thing I ain't bought yet was the $499. The $499, I think, was it Bowers and Wilkins? I might have to get that.
ooh, bruh, understand something. I haven't hit that status in my spending yet for something that goes in my ears.
I love music, bro.
I love music too, but yo, understand something. $400, bruh. I'm gonna need this to get rid of my migraines when I have a headache.
Bro, I showed you my studio monitors.
Yeah, you have. You have. But I'm just saying, like, I hear when y'all talk about, like, what's good, what's bad, right? My thing is like the Galaxy Pro 2s that I have, they finally got AKG to tune these now, right? I'm not now. I can't compare them against the other expensive stuff, but they sound a lot better than the first generation Pros.
Yeah, but you're just comparing Samsung. To me, I'll put it like this: I haven't heard a pair of Samsung buds that sound bad, but just the fact that I can't get a daggone EQ kills them for me.
Right.
That's it. And what you find, a lot of these earbuds you find, the ones that have extremely long battery life, they don't get loud. That's how they're getting battery life. They don't get loud.
Right.
Their volume limit them so they last longer, and then they advertise how great their battery life is, and you find out they're only great because they don't go loud. And Carlos, like me, we come from listening to sound systems in cars. We don't want to slack off.
yeah, exactly.
I want that shit to be.
Exactly.
Oh no,
bro. So
look,
like,
I understand something. The closest I got to putting a sound system in my car was I put two 12s in a box and try to run it like that. That's the closest I got. So that's the extent of my audio knowledge.
I had two amps, components all the way around, so everything.
just the components I got in my car right now are $2,500 vocals just for the door speakers.
Good God. Good God! Wait,
That's just door speakers.
You got the capacitor inside the door too?
Nah, that's a gimmick.
That's that French shit though.
Yeah, you get in the focal rainbow. Ooh, you paying?
Oh gosh.
Hey, bro,
bro. But when you
like you had said before, though.
but you know how those how folk sound. I don't. They sound clean,
Oh yes, oh yes, they're
Mm.
top of the
Well,
especially with the
guys.
carbon cone.
Hey, look. I didn't know that I was gonna end up hitting 2 hours and 30 minutes this time. This go round. But hey, I thank y'all for coming. Greatly appreciate it. Carlos
Dude,
being on my podcast for the first time. Please tell everybody where they can find you at. What is it that you are doing, and any other special amenities that you might be rolling with.
bro, we're all over the place. Let's put it that way. We decided to test different abilities on the channel, but as my channel's just Carlos says Tech. That's it. But we're just floating around and trying out different things, bro.
Oh, I mean, I saw,
We're
I
doing from
saw.
the
I watched your coverage on what's going on with Lake Mead. So yeah.
yeah, we're going from that to to covering the network to covering to just walking around having fun, open talks, whatever it is, bro. It don't matter.
I feel you.
yeah.
Uh,
Y'all make it over the Carlos S Tech channel and subscribe, man.
yep, yep, yep.
Yeah, and y'all better be subscribed to this channel too, man. What are you talking about? And they better be subscribed too, and they better hit that bell. And now we're gonna
For
find out
better
who
for
they are. And we're gonna smack them.
no, 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 no. Don't smack them. Don't smack them. All right, so no radio. What about you, man? Where can they find you at?
It's your brother No Radio, also known as Air Reeves, and you can find me nowhere.
Nowhere. He's everywhere and nowhere.
To be continued.
And I'm Keon on YouTube. I video game there. Um, what is it? Community Tech Channel on Twitter, on YouTube. I got some speed testing videos coming out for the nation's capital, so I can show y'all what's going on here compared to other places. But
Yo, yo,
Facts.
Keon, we gonna need that January 6th speed test.
Yeah, he's about to take down the whole network in the White House, bro.
I'm gonna need for you to go to the Capitol and actually walk up there and do some speed test for us.
oh man, so you want to see what potential speeds were made on that day?
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Right at the Capitol, bro. Like literally right
I
there,
need I need to be
close
right at
and
the
personal,
steps.
Yeah, if you can get inside, that's even better.
Oh gosh,
bro.
I'm
If
gonna
you're able
probably
to
end up
sit in
doing
the
that.
oval, if you're able to sit in the Oval Office, bro, with your legs crossed while you're doing it, even better.
Oh,
All I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this: that bill needs to be called. It needs to be called January 6th inside the building.
inside. Wow.
You gonna get so many clicks.
Bro, how many?
Oh
Bro, you
man,
out of nowhere, you're gonna be like, damn, I got 100,000 subs. How the hell did this
how that
happen?
happened?
I'm gonna need that inside the building speed test, sir.
I'm gonna work on that. I'm
I
going to
want to
work
see
on
what
that.
that dash can do. I want to see what that dash
Well,
can
it
do.
was it was working overtime that day, from what I could tell. But hey, look, I thank y'all for